Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Dennis Herrera Show. And hey, it's the last day of the week, work week. And yes, as you guys saw on my title, Chuck Norris just left us here on Earth. And may he rest in peace. He was a very a big inspiration for everybody. Dies at the age of 86 years old, and leaves a huge legacy behind. I was actually a fan, not a fanatic, but I was a fan of Chuck Norris, and especially with Texas Ranger. I thought that he was always a very family-oriented man, and I enjoyed that scene when he came in as the lone wolf and the Expendables, if you guys know what I'm talking about. I thought it was pretty cool. I know that he lived a good life, and that's all we can ask for. I will also point out that, we can all pretend that we can live forever. We can live the healthiest lives. You can do all these right decisions. You can make all the things that you think will make you live longer. But at the end of the day, we all have our time. It doesn't matter how we go. We have our time. And it was time for him to go. And he did the right thing. He lived, a healthy life, exercise. I mean, the guy was a full success as a human being, I think. And, man, yeah, it's one of those news that you never expect to hear, but I mean, we get so busy with all this other crap around the world that we forget to acknowledge some of the good things in life. And Chuck Norris, rest in peace. My condolences to the family and all those who love him, all the relatives, friends, fans, etc. May he rest in peace and may he be with God. With that being said, let me say hello. Good morning to you guys. And yes, that is my computer background up there. It's not a perfect picture, just so you know. It was a very degraded photo, and I had to fix it. And I also had to increase the resolution so that I can put it on my computer so that it was good enough for you guys to see. Bueno, stop it. Stop it. Good morning, Robert. Dosito and Robert were the first ones here today to wish me happy Friday. Good morning, Gregory. Good morning, Weddle. Mark Thomas, class act. I don't know about that. There's better people than me. But, yeah, you know what? Thanks for the compliment. I will say this, Weddle. You have been putting a lot of links on my video comments. And, I can't open those links, just so you know. They're all disabled. But whatever message you're trying to portray, you might as well just tell me. All right, guys, I got a few things to go over here. For those on the other side that always wish that I didn't just look at, Fox News all the time. Our first video is actually, forgive me. I want to play the clip from Chuck Norris, and it is Fox, but we will go to a video from CNN, and then we can talk about it, and we can go from there. Burning 47, how you doing? Man, $3.99, I think is going to be honest, I think it's going to get worse. And it's going to be really bad for a couple of months. Now, I hope I'm wrong, but I think, I didn't think that the gas was going to go past $80 a barrel. I was wrong. And, it's one of those things to where, like, okay, we know this has to get done. Everybody's going to put their part. I don't think it's going to go more than this. Well, there's rumors that it might go up to 150. Some skeptics says that it might go up to $200 a barrel. That'll probably put us around $6-7 a gallon. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like it. I don't like it, but at the same time, I'm going to tell you guys, it is the same price in Honduras. and they make less than $1,000 a month. Imagine living under that. Just saying, just pointing it out that they have to pay the same amount for gas. And, they do complain about it, but, it is what it is. I do believe that before my birthday, before the 250th birthday of the United States, this is just me, though. This is just my belief. I believe that we're going to be on a better place financially. So until then, I'm going to have to keep hearing all this negative whining and bitching and complaining, which is legit. It's legit. I'm not going to say it's not. It is very legit to be concerned. It is very legit to say gas prices are horrendous. Absolutely. The only thing that I argue with people on the left side is that, when the price was good, they never acknowledged that it was good either. They always defended, oh my God, prices are so high. Well, I think Trump knew that the gas was going to go up. And I guess this will be a lesson to you guys. So now that we are all in this together and we are seeing how the gas pricing is so expensive, Wilbur, what the hell? It's so early in the morning. I haven't said anything positive. Nothing for Trump. And this guy is already saying lies. Oh my gosh, guys. You got to stop it. you got to stop it. You got to stop that. Seriously, you have to stop that. You are too bitter. What is wrong with you? Just for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. I'm acknowledging gas prices are higher. I'm acknowledging that this attacks that we're making is probably going to make gases even more expensive. I am acknowledging. What do you mean is a lie? It is a fact. We see it. We can't deny it. As much as I want to defend it, I can't deny it. It's happening. You see what I'm talking about? Coyotes in the house. Cool Cat Renee, welcome to the Dennis Herrera Show. Glenn Levy says it's a short-term spike. It won't last. We can hope. I believe it, but we can only hope right now. To be honest, President Trump knows better than us. He really does. If I'm being honest, if I start to think, how can I do a better job than President Trump? Well, here we go. No, I can't. I can't do a better job than President Trump. I'm just saying, I cannot do a better job than him. And so listen, you can criticize me, you can judge me, you can criticize him, you can judge him. But let me tell you something. The way you judge, you can judge in a skeptical manner, but not as a condemning judging. There's a big difference. Because if you judge him of anything on a condemnation part or condemning part, you are lying. You are lying because there is no convictions. Now you can be skeptical, as I said, and that's okay. We can all have that. I'm skeptical on a lot of things he does. Trust me. But it's just like I don't let that come and bother me because I'm seeing the outcome of everything else that's happening. And so I'm a very optimistic. I am a realist, but I'm also optimistic in a manner of, listen, I don't quite understand this yet, so I can't be realistic about anything that I am not quite convinced yet. And so there's a lot of little things that can happen. And how do I explain everything in one word for you people to understand? And I say you people are the ones that always go against me. There is, trust me, if you want to be, unhappy in your life, okay, you can continue living that way. But we are very optimistic that things will change for the better. And let's be honest, nobody that likes the truth, nobody that likes, Anybody that likes lies and don't like the truth will not like President Trump. Yeah, you guys seen the video. You guys seen the video, right? Of him talking about surprises with the Prime Minister of Japan. Everybody heard that, right? Everybody heard. I'm sure that everybody heard that. Hey, the lucky one. Thanks for stopping by. Have a nice day, bro. Have a nice day. What a retard. What a retard. Listen to me. The first thing you do is say, hey, what's up? What's happening? How are you? The moment that I know that you're just being a hateful dumbass, I'm going to call you out and I'll get rid of you. I don't need you on my live chat. If I don't have any view, I don't care. I want people that use common sense, people that really think about the problems that we're having today. And if you don't really care that I allow you to make comments on my chat, then why are you here? I just don't understand. If you don't like me, just go somewhere else. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. And whatever. If this show doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's fine. Stop wasting my time, will you? Stop wasting my time and stop wasting your time. Go do something that is going to be of benefit to you, something that will bring joy and happiness into your life. Don't be jerks, okay? We can use bad words here and there. Okay, that's fine, but don't just come out and don't come out like the biggest asshole in the room. You know what I'm saying? Have just a little bit of tact, just a little bit. All right, let me go ahead and finish saying here. Michael Montoya, good morning. Roberto Vasquez, good morning. Timmy Turner is Buck Norris. That'd be nice to the family. All right, before we get into the actual show, let me go ahead and play this clip from Fox.
In the breaking news, the family of Chuck Norris saying that the Walker Texas Ranger star has died at the age of 86. Carly Shimkus joins us now here in New York for more on the life of an American legend.
Man, oh man, American legend. Let's repeat that one. And we woke up to news yesterday that Chuck Norris was hospitalized in Hawaii. TMZ reported this happened on the island of Kauai over a medical emergency. We don't know the details of what that was just yet, but we do have indication that this happened all of a sudden because a friend of his said that they were talking on the phone. He was in good spirits. He was cracking jokes, and he just celebrated a birthday earlier this month. And I was looking at his social media, and he noted his birthday by sparring with his trainer.
Of course.
I mean, as one does when you're Chuck Norris. And his caption was, "I don't age, I level up," kind of leaning into that internet meme about himself.
What did the family have to say?
All sad today. Well, they released a beautiful and lengthy statement, and we have it here if we could pull it up. They say, "It is with heavy hearts that our family share the sudden passing of our beloved Chuck Norris yesterday morning. While we would like to keep the circumstances private, please know that he was surrounded by his family and was at peace. To the world, he was a martial artist, actor, and a symbol of strength. To us, he was a devoted husband, a loving father and grandfather, an incredible brother, and the heart of our family. Wow. He lived his life with faith, purpose, and unwavering commitment to the people he loved. Through his work, discipline, and kindness, he inspired millions around the world and left a lasting impact on so many lives." I mean, just imagine those beautiful words. Clearly, as they say, the heart of the family. He had 5 children. And of course, Walker Texas Ranger was his main role that I think most people know about him in the movie world, but martial arts. I mean, he was a black belt in like 7 different types of martial art. Taekwondo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, karate. What a career, what a guy. And there he is, a friend of Fox as well.
It is hard to believe he was 86 because, the family talks about him being a symbol of strength, and that, of course, live on through his family, his children, but also his movies. And he just seemed ageless.
Yeah, he did. And, I mentioned Walker Texas Ranger, but he did a bunch of different things. And there is one moment from him that I'd like to play right now. It's a good one. from the movie Dodgeball. And look at how he handled this acting role.
Their fate hangs on the thumb of our final judge. Thumbs up, average Joes can play. This two poppycock, you can let them do that?
Thank you, Chuck Norris.
Thank you, Peter.
There you go. And he was so well respected, right? And we all know the things that we say about him, Chuck Norris and the jokes and all that, but his career went far beyond movies and the public persona that he had. He joined the Air Force as an air policeman in 1958, and that's where he started training in martial arts. He was stationed in South Korea. And then after he retired from the military, he wanted to become a police officer. So he applied in California and opened a martial arts studio.
All that
Got
works,
really
right?
into
It all
martial
fits.
arts, and then he was in California, so guess what happened?
Right.
Hollywood came a-knocking.
You're exactly right about six-time undefeated karate champion.
Yep.
He was good at what he did, and I was just reading, he taught a lot of actors and actresses how to do this.
Yes.
And so they could use it for themselves and also in film.
Exactly, because he had that unique ability of knowing how to do it on camera and then really know how to do it. So who would you want more than somebody like him to teach you how to throw some jabs and punches? Yeah, so we're all an American icon, a great patriot.
Here's a quote for you, Carly. I've seen a lot of anti-hero movies in which the lead was neither good nor bad. There was no one to root for. Right? So he takes that and he says, you can cheer for me.
That's exactly it. And we did. And he is just somebody who, when you think about him and what he brought to the camera and the acting roles, I mean, you think about an American icon, you think of Chuck Norris.
So he was a Christian, he was a conservative, and we celebrate his life today and going forward. Chuck Norris was 86.
Yes, he was.
Well done, Carly.
A full life well lived. Thank you, guys.
Man. All right, so I'm not ignoring you guys. I really wanted to pay my respects to him. And I think that report did a good job. Now, he was a conservative. Wilbur, please, I want you to please think for yourself and try to gather your thoughts and try to find somewhere, dig in that little hidden closet that you have and try somewhere in there, try to find some common sense, okay? I don't care if he's a Democrat, Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. What I care is that you put America first. Don't BS me. Don't come in here. If you hate Trump, there's nothing that we can talk about. If you are against the policies that we follow, you can tell me what your policies that you like if you want to embarrass yourself. But I think the policies that we have on the conservative side are solid. It is for America first. You know, I have shown, I think, and I've proven to everybody that I'm not a hypocrite. I do not have a per se favoritism when it comes to picking what I like and don't like. It doesn't matter. The law is the law, and I think I've been very impartial about everything. One of the things that people always say to me, oh, well, you can't speak about that because you don't know about that. You never been there. Do you have a master's on this? You have a doctorate? You know, people are, when they start saying things like that, it's like there's no point on talking to them. You know, well, you don't know about, okay, here, what is the one thing that I talk the most about? Immigration. And what happens? Well, I got experience as an immigrant. I'm a migrant. I respect the law. Never committed a crime, etc. Blah, blah, blah. So I speak on it. And because all of you guys on the other side, not you guys here, nobody here does that, but anybody that goes against me on that, you're criminals. You're illegal immigrants, or you're just very entitled, naive Americans that don't know how good you have it because it has been protected for the last 250 years. Common sense, guys. Common sense. All right. With that being said, diaper. I'm not. Guys, listen. I don't want to be rude to you. I don't want to block you. Listen. If you just don't want to be here, just don't be here, man. Stop being. I don't need to be company to misery. Okay. Let's see. Let me go ahead and finish saying, Tanya, good morning. Burning 47. Derek, how are you, my friend? It's always good to see you, man. Cray Miss, I'm not your bro, and I'm always chill. You should watch what you say to people you don't know, sir. Now, I don't know who the hell you're talking to, but if you're not my bro, then get the hell out of my chat. Very simple. That's not how you talk to people anyway. You know, there's a way to say things, even when you're writing it. If I'm not your bro, then I'm not talking to you. Let's see. Güero, I already say hello to you. Wilbert, you're a moron. Gregory, good morning. Roberto is a coyote from Tijuana. Corrupted. Corruption at its best right there. That's what I'm talking about. These are the people that we do not want in our country. Coyotes are criminals. Not the Coyotes that I have on my team here. Coyotes, he's actually he's cool. Let's see what we got. We're gonna ignore. I think Diaper. Bro, if you didn't say that to Tanya, bro, I would have blocked you already and kicked you out of my chat. All right, let's see. Who else we got in here? Still Derek, Serenity, Chuck, and I disagreed on politics. No shit, Sherlock. Chuck had a lot of common sense. But he deserves respect for his incredible career. Good for Chuck. Rest in peace. That is true. Definition of the American. That's right. I agree with that. Juro Pantic shares, I will never forget meeting him when I was a teenager, working at a movie theater in Vegas, and how kindly him and his wife treated me. You know what? Man, I'm glad you said that, because that is exactly what I think of Americans. When you hear other cultures, this is the stupidest thing, and I will poop on all of them. The stupidest thing that people say to me, Americans don't have a culture. Those people are retarded. You know what? I get so upset about this inside, because they're just so retarded, so stupid about making that comment. I can't believe it. You know, this country has so many migrants from all nations that the American culture, we did have an American culture, and it's disappearing. It's being wiped out. For Pete's sakes, all I hear is Muslims now. It's crazy. Everybody want to be a Muslim. You know what they don't say? I don't want to be a criminal. But everybody wants to be a Muslim. They say they're Muslims and they're out there, they're criminals. They say they practice a religion of peace and they are so violent. They're angry all the time. And it's not like, you know, you're passionate and, you know, you try to, this is the way you talk. No, they are angry, violent people. Not once are you going to hear me saying, oh, what you said about Jesus? Not once. And what do people do? Jesus Christ. All the time. They like to blaspheme in the name of God. I don't care. That's your choice. I don't care. Oh, but you're going to blaspheme against their pedophile prophet? Off his head. It's not a lie. It's not a lie. It is the truth. It is the truth. But, you know, that's exactly what I think about. And thank you for sharing that story there, Juro. Because, you know, when I first came to this country, we had to stop in Houston, and we had to spend the night, I think. And or just a few hours, I guess. So we went to this American family's house. They're Christians, and so they allowed us to stay the night there with them, or at least a few hours that we had to stop. And they were just so kind, you know. Yes, they were white, but they were so kind, you know. Here we are, Hondurans, right, from Central America, and you know. I look at their fridge and the kind of food that they had, and it looked weird to me because I don't, you know, we don't eat that in Honduras, at least not when I was a kid. And, you know, the house was nice and clean, which my mom always keeps the house clean. They were organized. Yeah, they had a nice car, nice truck. And they were just so kind. And then I came to Washington State, and that's how I met so many people. I met poor people. I met trailer people. people. I met people in rich neighborhoods and all this stuff, and I know that there's class differences here, and I can see that. But the fact is, the American culture is a hospitable culture. It's we have bad history. I get it, but that's in every culture has that. And the good side of the American culture was like, I can think of family gathering, Thanksgiving. Woo, let's go, Thanksgiving. And they say we don't have a culture here. Well, that culture was given to us by history. Many Hispanics, they join together for Thanksgiving like they know what the hell that is. They don't even know what the hell that is. Nobody knows. Chinese go out there, Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. What do you know? You were not here. Only people that know about Thanksgiving are Native Americans and the settlers. I'm exaggerating. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I'm saying. There is a culture. A culture was created for the United States of America. Some of that culture was native. Some of the culture has been European. All the mixing from the settlers, that is the culture. To build, to grow, to have a family. And what do we have as a remittance of the American culture? The American dream. Get a house, get a wife, get married, get a house, make children, and have a white picket fence. That's the American dream. That's the American dream. So it really pisses me off when people think they're better than others. I really do. And none of us here are greater or less than anybody else. We can fight and we can disagree and whatever, yes, but that doesn't make us any less or any more than anybody else. All right, I want to make that clear. Myers, thank you for wishing Chuck rest in peace. Daniel, did ICE forget about Dennis Herrera? Daniel, I don't know what the hell you're smoking. These people. All right, let's get on with it. I think I say hello to all my members anyway. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go hit CNN. Hey, everybody, here we go, guys. We're going to CNN. How many are excited about going to CNN for the news? I'm excited. Brian, what's up? I hear you, bro. I hear you. All right, here we go. This is the CNN panel. Now, libtards, if you are in here, as a matter of fact, I know a couple already, but if there is anybody, I don't care what party you're from, I want you to listen to this conversation, and why don't we have a discussion about it? Let's take a listen. Okay. EFD, California gas price, I think is what you're saying. It's $7. Woo! I don't know. I think you know what? One thing is this. And I will admit, one thing is if I listen, I appreciate my time, or I say I value my time. If I give you some of my time, and you decide to sit there, listen, you have to understand something. This is like the greatest example I can give you is something that happened with Charlie Kirk, and you got this socialist crazy woman, young lady coming in, and she is just so annoying. And then she goes, "Are you gonna let me talk?" And then he goes, "Okay." And then he stays quiet, and then she goes on about, because if you don't let me talk, you're not gonna be like, and because every time I say something, you gotta say something, and I don't, and then Charlie's like, "I'm waiting, I'm letting you talk, I'm not talking." Yeah, but because the reason why, shut the hell up. You already made somebody be quiet. Get on with the point. You see what I'm saying? I don't have patience like that. My time is valuable, whether you like it or not. I know you don't support me, so I really don't give a crap. But when you sit there and you say, let me talk, okay, and then you start explaining how bad I am at interrupting you or disagreeing or something, if you're saying a lie to me, if you are lying to me, I will stop you. It's that simple. If I give you a fact and you deny it when I just show you something, like you can't deny what your eyes can see. As a matter of fact, we're going to listen to this panel right now together. I haven't watched it yet. I just thought it was interesting to do something with CNN, just to see if I agree or disagree with it. Anyway, when you call in, just know, I don't want to hear shit about all this. I don't want to hear nothing but what we're talking about. That's it. Don't try to pander to my feelings. I don't care. Just stay with the subject so that we can have a conversation. Because if you annoy me, then there's no conversation, and then we just, start being violent, right? So we don't want that. All right, let's get on with it. Let's go ahead and listen to the panel. Your favorite CNN panel host right here. Let's take a listen.
The job of the Director of National Intelligence to determine what is and what is not an imminent threat to the United States. She says no. Listen.
Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, yes or no?
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
False.
Seems like a fair question to ask. I mean...
Okay. Let's talk about that real quick. Why did he say false? Go ahead. Let's go ahead. Put it on the chat. Let me see it on the chat. Why did he say false? Yeah, Docito, I know. He deserves it, but it's okay. Don't troll him. Let's try to concentrate on the subject, and it's a serious question. So the DNI, right, for national intelligence, tells, hey, Dan Loco, she answers the question and says, we have found this, and that, but at the end of the day, it is the president who has the final decision. He says false. So let me replay it again, and then I want you to tell me if you hear the same thing that I'm hearing.
What is and what is not an imminent threat to the United States. She says no. Listen.
Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, yes or no?
Senator.
Okay, so he said, is there any imminent threat? Can the DNI say that? Well, they can give the information, but at the end of the day, they do not tell the president it is an imminent threat. It is the president that makes that decision. Now, they can opinion and say it, but they can't make that decision. That's what I'm hearing.
They're the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
False.
Seems like a fair...
Okay, so he says false right away, right? What do you guys think about that? So the answer is yes, the president. No, it's not my job. Your job is to present the evidence, give the intel, and then it is only the president that can determine if that is an imminent threat. Only he can determine that. Of course, with his counsel and all the stuff that he has in the room or whatever. But he is the one that says yes or no. Anybody else? Okay, Mouse said they give their opinion. Yeah. They raise concerns because there's no time to tell everything. Okay. Brian says, yes, there are some degrees of socialism because of the bloated government. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. You have to listen what he says after that. Okay, we'll get to it. But remember, this is a panel from CNN, so she just cut him off. Okay. Define it. Okay, Miles. They don't tell him anything they don't think is a concern. Bringing it up to him tells him their opinion. He needs to do something. Correct. Trump comes in here and Dennis will come on, man. Fuck, dude, these people, dude. You guys are retarded, bro. You guys are not serious, man. You guys are not serious. Get the hell out of my chat, bro. You guys are not serious. He says, hell no, because that's what he believes in his mind. Okay. Socialism is giving people shit for free. That's true. Skip my... what? Serenity, stop being a little biatch. Put a super chat, will you? You demand so much shit and you don't give nothing. This is what I'm talking about. You entitled mofos. It's free. You come in here free. I pay electricity. I pay internet. My time is valuable. At least respect us. Stop being a jackass.
Question to ask. I mean, is the president supposed to come up with this information about what's an imminent threat based off of just out of thin air, based off of his imagination?
No, what he feels in his
or in what he feels in his gut? Or is it her job to tell him, Mr. President, here are what the threats are. Here are how urgent these threats are. Okay, and urgent is another way of describing what imminent might mean.
Well,
imminent is a
different
type of urgency, right?
Yes.
And then the president decides what's actionable. So to Andrew McCabe's point, I mean, is it just that Trump just gets to decide based on his gut? That's a threat. That's a threat. In which case, what are we? Are we in a world of fact or in a world of feeling?
No, we're in a world of fact. I think Andrew McCabe's characterization of her answer goes very far from what she actually said. The question of whether or not something is imminent to the point where you're going to order military strikes is separate, and is the sole decision maker there is the president. It's based on the intelligence that they're getting. And Tulsi Gabbard's point was, we present the probabilities of what is a potential threat, and the president gets to decide with counsel whether or not he believes that it qualifies as imminent. To the point of what imminent means,
correct.
It's not the same as what we all use this term. It started with the Bush Doctrine, and it expanded greatly under Obama, and they're basically arguing three main points, I think, for what imminent threat actually can be in this role. Whether or not you have a window of opportunity, and they had obviously a window of opportunity in this case. Most of the people in Iran leadership are no longer alive. The ability to go after someone who is in fact, or an organization, a regime, is a potential threat. Do they have the capabilities to threaten us? And the argument from the beginning wasn't solely about tomorrow they can have nuclear capabilities. It was whether or not they were going to have the ballistic missile coverage to ensure that they can, in fact, cover their nuclear capabilities.
Can I just say, we're talking about...
Okay, so to me, that's a common sense question. I mean, answer right there, right? Very neutral, but very factual. That's what I believe. So maybe this guy is a conservative as well. I think he might be a conservative. I know I hear him on I've heard some clips from the radio on him here from Seattle, and he doesn't. I don't think he's a conservative, but he does have common sense. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll get to meet him one day. I'll probably go on the radio show with him and have a conversation. But okay, so that's an answer. That's a good answer. I think it was good. Let's see what the others have to say. Now, I warned Serenity many times. Just stick with the subject. If you don't want to be part of the conversation, I will kick you out. It's that simple. You decide to fight with my muds, with my members who actually support me, financially supports me, the least you can do is respect them just as much as you respect me. Now, as bad as you disrespect me, I have the power to get rid of you. It's that simple. Show some respect, okay? If somebody tells you something, so what? It's not your house. And it is up to me to warn you, and I've warned you multiple times.
This is a lot of mission creep here, and also moving of the goalposts, because neither of those things that you pointed out deal with the imminence of the threat itself. Do they have the capabilities? That's
what imminence is in this context.
Let's talk about the main thing. Do they have the capabilities? Okay, let me play what.
Hold on, I know how she is. I know that she's very anti-Trump. I get it. I get it. But this is the problem when you hate somebody, okay? She doesn't like Trump. But let me just point out what she just did. He said, you moved the goalpost. You did this. And no, that's not what he did. She fails to understand that it's the president that makes that decision of what the information is given to him, if that is imminent or not. It is the president's discrepancy. At the end of the day, he is the final say, period. Can you imagine if we voted for a president just so that he can sit there and do whatever everybody tells him to do? That would be ridiculous. We put the men in charge to be the head of the government, to be the head and the leader of this country. Respect the president. I respected Obama even if I didn't like him. I still respect him. I don't hate the man. I just disagree with him. And that's a big difference. I like some things he did. I don't like some things that he did. Number one, he lied to us. He lied to me and my people. And then he lied to the American people. There's a big difference. And I refuse to believe that I am that stupid that I don't see the truth right in front of my eyes. He just explained everything that I think is correct. He explained it better than me, to be honest. And I think that's correct. It's common sense. That is part of the why we voted for the president, to make the tough decisions. It's not easy to say we're going to go ahead and hit this target. It's not easy. There's a lot of backlash. There's a lot of hate coming back. Listen, CNN and all the libtards have made so much hate speech towards Trump, the administration, Republicans, all of us. They don't forgive. All of us, they hate. You cannot have a united country like that. I cannot allow crazy-ass people to put on their nonsense on my chat. Now, if you're a mod in here and you see comments like, stupid things like that or insults, get rid of them, will you? Yeah, I have no pity today. I don't have patience. It's Friday. Let's have a good Friday. I'm putting in some CNN here so I can please the other side, so that we can go ahead and listen to what they say, and so that we can talk about it. City Boy, if you didn't know, when they say death to America, when they tell you that they have... Never mind. Let's continue watching the channel, the panel.
Tulsi Gabbard said about her written testimony on that front. Does Iran have the capability to rebuild its nuclear program? Here's what she said.
In your printed testimony today on page 6, and your last paragraph on page 6, as a result of Operation Midnight Hammer, Iran's nuclear enrichment program was obliterated. There's been no efforts to try to rebuild their enrichment capability. You omitted that paragraph from your oral opening. Was that because the president had said there was an imminent threat 2 weeks?
No, sir, I recognize that the time was running long, and I skipped through some of the portions.
In the opening statement you submitted to the committee last night also stated, quote, there has been no effort since then to try to rebuild their enrichment capability, end quote, correct?
That's right.
And that's the assessment of the intelligence community.
Yes.
Okay. So it's as plain as day. They destroyed their nuclear capabilities last year. They told us it was...
Well, they denied it, and they still denied it until today, but go ahead.
Obliterated. Mm-hmm. She just confirmed they had made no efforts to reconstitute that program. How is that not significant?
It is hugely significant. And for her to say that she skipped that part because she was running long, there were other parts she could have skipped. That is a very crucial part. I'm a journalist and a former magazine editor. That's the lead. You lead with that. That's not...
You lead with the most fear-mongering news. As a journalist, that's what they do. Because truth doesn't sell. Chaos is what sells. I'll get back to that.
what you leave out in the cutting room floor. So, you know, people are playing a little fast and loose here. That the fact that our own intelligence assessment said that the Iranians had indeed their nuclear program had indeed been obliterated, and that they were not rebuilding that capacity is crucial, because we started one of the crucial explanations from the Trump administration was that they were building back their nuclear threat, and that they were using their missile threat to protect their nuclear program. If the nuclear program doesn't exist, then this is a whole different argument. The administration has to present a very different case for the war, and they haven't done it.
And when then why did Iran tell our diplomats last month that they had the capability to produce 11?
Did they?
Yes. Yes.
They have not.
Did they?
They have not disputed the characterization.
Let me. That's a serious
back.
question. Did they say that or not? The only person who said that is one person, Steve Witkoff, who is.
Okay, number one, that guy, he's right, but he didn't come prepared because he hasn't seen the video. Multiple times, they have said themselves, number one, yes, they have access. They can just go and get that enriched uranium, over 60% enriched uranium, out of the rubble. They said that. And they have enough uranium, they said, on the video. They were over there bragging about it, that they can make up to 11 nukes. The guy has not seen that video, I'm sure. But the fact is, that's why it's an imminent threat. We're not going to wait and play games. We need somebody in office that's going to take care of business. For Pete's sakes, Marco Rubio was saying this like 10 years ago. It's going to happen. You have to do it. Well, President Trump is doing it. Now, she doesn't know, or she doesn't want to admit, right? Yeah, Joe can't. Right now, listen, I'm trying not to take his valor. But I'm going to say this. Joe Kent turned just like everybody else, right? Everybody says, oh, you know, you guys are so for Israel, for Israel. Well, you guys are so anti-Israel. So where do we draw the line? Where do we start making sense? Why do we have nuclear weapons? We don't say death to the world. We're not saying death to Muslims. We just want them out of our country. We're not saying death to them. Let them self-destruct. Let them practice their Islam in their countries. Let them kill each other. But don't come over here and try to Muslimize the Western society. That's not your country. It's not your land. And if you are a hardcore, dedicated Muslim, you are not an American citizen. Yeah, challenge me on that. You are not. If you're a full dedicated Muslim, you are not an American. There is no way that you can become an American. No way. Islam is not a religion given by God. Islam is a political movement. It is a political strategy. It is not a religion, a spiritual religion. No. It's not a spiritual religion. It was not created with that purpose. You cannot be American because you have to deny who you fall under government. And they will never do it because Sharia law, Islam, is above any other law on earth according to them. So it's a lie. It's a lie that they are Americans. If you want to be American, you got to denounce them. And you can still practice the customs of the Muslims. That's fine. But you do not follow their law. And that's a fact.
By the way, in a Senate-confirmed position, he is not accountable to anyone but the president. The DNI was just there, okay? She never said that ever. And in fact, she said quite the opposite, that they had not rebuilt. They had not made any attempts to rebuild, that they were not in a position to have done it. So I think it's worth questioning, is that actually a true assessment of where Iran was as it relates to their nuclear capabilities.
Don't you think Iran would be walking back, saying, as hell rains upon their country?
I mean,
whoa, what's
why
going on here? We
No,
they-
they've
they've
already
done-
they have done.
I
They
mean,
have done. They've said over and over again, we are not building nukes. We only have Steve Witkoff's word. And
Well,
by
why-
the way,
And they were,
by the way,
and they were
by
at the
way,
negotiating table, they say.
threatening, making those kinds of threats is not atypical of a smaller power in a contest like this.
But do you believe them
you
when they
have
say
to-
that
the
the
smaller
smaller
dog
dog
has
has
to
to
bark
Let me just
louder.
offer
But do you
this.
believe that?
Let me offer this. We are
Believe what?
talking
The
about. We're talking about Tulsi Gabbard as if she was a normal and qualified DNI. It was reported just a few months ago that she was on very thin ice with Trump. That's probably why she showed up in costume in Fulton County, Georgia, to try to buy herself a few more months and curry his favor. I am willing to bet a pair of Florsheim shoes, as somebody that has known Marco Rubio my entire adult life, that there is no way that Tulsi Gabbard is trusted by Trump or his inner circle, or that she is part of any decision making. It is scary to me that at a moment when we are in war, the person who is the DNI, the Director of National Intelligence, is this woman who is not trusted even by people inside the White House. This is the same woman who, before she was appointed to this role, had a website where she was literally selling T-shirts that read, "No war with Iran." So if you think she was part of this decision and is in a position to give intelligence briefings to Donald Trump, I have a bridge to sell you somewhere.
I think the other. I think
I hate that lady. She reminds me of my sister, and my sister is crazy.
what is happening right now in our country is that whether you voted for Donald Trump or not, I think there is a lot of skepticism is what our leadership is doing. And it's not because we're.
Hey, just so you know, Grant Reed, they said the Pledge of Allegiance. I hope you're talking about the same thing that I was. But just so you know, there is a lot of Muslims that believe, and you can search this. There's a lot of Muslims that believe that making an oath doesn't really make it a true oath. Go search it. They say that they can make an oath and it can be a lie, and you can still stay true to Islam. Go look it up. Search it. I guarantee it. You will find it. They make oath to us, but it's bullcrap. It's a fake oath. They don't believe in it. Ask Ilhan Omar.
We're playing, with toy soldiers on a table at night. It's because they're real lives that are at stake. And it's not just the lives of soldiers, but there are people who can't put food on the table because the gas prices there are so many collateral consequences because of this action. And it just doesn't feel like our leaders are being honest with us. Now, if the end game in this is that you are fine with going to war with Iran, regardless, whether they had nukes or not, I think the American people would actually appreciate that honesty. Like, we don't want them to have any power, and we are going to take them out with our allies in Israel. If that's your truth, say it. But don't lie to us and make us believe that we're stupid when we can also, we watch the same news, we read the same thing, and the inconsistencies are there. And so the what is really under all of this, why this testimony is so troubling is that, why would you leave that paragraph out conveniently? Because they run over the clock every day in Congress. Yeah. So today we're going to play by the rules?
And she was
imminent? Was Fulton County imminent?
She was hardly able to keep a straight face as she pretended that it was a tiny issue.
I think that's a really good point. It's a question, though, of whether or not you agree with the tactics versus whether or not you agree with the underlying issue. Point to a president.
No, it's also whether you agree with the outcome.
But point to a president who hasn't said they don't want to see Iran have power in the Middle East and they don't want them to have access to nukes. Like, every presidency has taken that position. So the tactics are different, and I think that that's a fair, obvious conversation to have and a debate to have. And I think we should always be skeptical, regardless of who the president is in power, which party they're from, when we strike militarily. I think that is a completely healthy conversation. But it is clear the end goal is the same for absolutely every president, at least in modern history, that Iran cannot obtain nuclear weapons.
But is the end goal regime change? Or is it not?
I do think that you guys are circling on actually
we're making similar
similar
points.
Similar points. But I think the point that Ashley's making is an important one, which is that, to your point, every president has had the same disposition about Iran. This president chose to act on it and use the justification of an imminent attack on the United States. And if that justification is not accurate, that would be misleading. Whereas there was another path that they could have chosen. They could have said, these are our objectives as a nation. We believe that this needs to be dealt with now and not later. Let's build a coalition. Let's go to Congress. Let's do it a particular way. Let's put it all on the table. And they could have done it that way. They did not. And so there is an accountability for the justification, because it does matter. Truthfulness in a democracy.
And if they're lying to the American people, we know leaders have to make tough decisions, and people can't know all the intelligence before the strike happens. You can't sometimes win in that way. But you should not be lying to the American people, especially when.
Okay, so, I see their points, and the way they're looking at things. But the reality is that, we are trying to stop a regime. I noticed that they don't talk about all the people that they have killed, their own people, by the way. They have shown, as a matter of fact, that, look, there is no more proof. You don't need any more proof than this. When they started attacking all their so-called friends, just imagine what they're willing to do to their enemies. Use your critical thinking on that rationality, and tell me, they don't give a crap. They said death to America. Let me tell you something. Right now, one of the reasons why we can't really go do too much shit with North Korea, with Russia, and China is because they have nuclear weapons. We do not need another crazy person acquiring nuclear weapons. We don't. So whether you like Iran or not, the war is not on Iran. We are having a precision attacks, and we're trying to stop a terrorist regime. Terrorists, you say? Oh my God, Dennis, you're saying Muslims are terrorists? Well, these ones are. Not just for us, but to their own people. That's a tyrannical government if you want to see one. People call President Trump a tyrant, dictator. I don't think you know what that is. You keep defending the Iranian regime. The Iranian people want their freedom. They need help. Listen, they're calling for our help. And the reason why, there's many reasons, but the main reason why we answer is because it is in the benefit of the United States of America. I cannot get past my thought of, they warned them, do not dare to kill any of those people. You know what they do? They kill them. 30,000+. They don't talk about it. They don't talk about it at all. They are just against the action that has been taken. How is it that many presidents before President Trump had the same decision? They all came to the same conclusion. What is the difference? Only one of them had the balls to do it. And so I support President Trump 100% on what he's doing. And not just me, but the Iranian people who killed them kids, who tried to kill them kids over here in the United States. Who did? Go ahead, Diesel. Go ahead, Facebook. Tell me, who tried to kill all the American kids here in the United States of America? Huh? The same people. Different names, same people. Same people. Tell me something that I don't know. Tell me something that I don't know. War sucks. Mistakes will be made. That doesn't mean that we have to stop. We have to live with those lives in our conscience. But that doesn't mean that we are going to let these terrorists get away with it. It's plain and simple. You can play the victim card all you want and the blaming and this and that. You can do all of that. But you're still not doing jack squat to protect the United States of America. Tell me one thing that you have done to protect the United States of America, or at least tell me what you have thought about doing to protect the United States of America. So, Cal, this is decades ago. Vietnam would have been a piece of cake. As a matter of fact, it is today because the technology allows us to. Don't compare 5, 10 years ago. Today is today. Technology has changed so much. Yeah, I'm delusional, just like Trump. Well, you know what? I'd rather be delusional just like Trump and defend my country than to be a damn traitor, terrorist lover. I'm black. The United States of America doesn't really like me. No, you don't like yourself. Your people doesn't like you. But Americans do. That's a difference. Not all black people tell me that. My children are black. So the hell what? Stop playing the victimhood card. You're only stopping yourself. You're only hating yourself. Who gives a shit what anybody else thinks about you being black? Have some self-respect. This is not Iraq, it's Iran. Every attack is different. Every attack is different. Tell me, did Iraq kill 30,000 people before the president of the United States of America warned them not to do it? If you're going to compare apples to apples, do apples to apples, not oranges to apples. This is not the same thing. It's not the same thing. George Bush went over there for oil. I know that. So what? I didn't like him. He was a Republican. It's nothing to do with the party. Yeah, sure. But you remember what happened to us? Did you forget 9/11? Oh, maybe you weren't born yet. I don't forget 9/11. I don't forget all the Muslim terrorists that celebrated the death of over 2,700 American lives. So if you don't know about 9/11, shut the hell up. We are not going to continue to stand by idle because we want to be politically correct, because we cannot stand somebody hating us for doing the right thing. We don't play that way, homie. We are not that kind of a Christian country. We are a Christian country that fights back, that fights against evil. You guys are so happy defending a terrorist group over your own American country, and you don't realize that there is enemies idled waiting for us. They're just waiting for us to be hurt so they can attack us. It's people like us, patriots, that stand up. Some of them fight, some of them speak, some of them do law, some of them do all the things. But it's people like us who believe that the United States of America is first, who think about the future, who knows what the others want to do against us, who knows that it takes power, it takes strength to bring peace into your country. Cutting Edge, thanks, brother. I think yesterday or 2 days ago, they hanged a wrestling guy just for protest. Yeah, no, they not only that, they killed 3 other people. They accused them. This is how beautiful this regime is. They accused them of killing police officers, which some people say is not true, and that they didn't even get a trial. They just executed them. And the wrestler, a young wrestler, executed. So no, I'm not going to sit here and tell you President Trump should not be striking the regime. As a matter of fact, what I'm telling you is other countries should be helping us, should be seeing the unity of Christians, of those people, and that's not just Christians, but of those people who want peace, who stand for human rights, who cares about what happens to other innocent people in other countries. Thank you, Real Fishy. As an American, a white American, I don't care about race. I care about America, and I know, brother, I know. I care about our children. If you don't like it, shut the hell up. Well said, my friend. Well said. Was that? But the other countries, all of them, turned their back on him. Yeah, I know. And you know what? Gang rape has quadrupled in Spain for allowing 500,000. They just happen to be Muslims. I am sorry. They happen to be Muslims. Coincidence? No, it's not. It's not a coincidence. The UK is asking for President Trump to be their president because the coward UK leaders have bent the knee to Islam. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. You know who else bends the knee to Islam? Canada. Canadians. Their leadership puts that out in the open in public. What are Canadians to do? Nothing. You know why? Because people like to always hate and say you're Islamophobe. No, that word doesn't even exist. They invented that to make you feel guilty. You don't make me feel guilty. If you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit. It's that simple. I know tons of Muslims that are not like this terrorist regime. I tell them, no, your religion's fake. I tell them to their face. And they tell me my religion is fake. Okay, we're good. So you don't do what my religion does. I don't do what your religion does. But we still got to work together, don't we? Exactly. Very easy, very easy. Texas, don't worry. Wilbur doesn't have evidence. I was over here saying good morning to people, and then he started saying lies. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. All right, so that was the panel. That was the panel of CNN, and you can see why I don't really watch CNN that much, okay? I can't stand this whole, their narrative is automatically into, okay, we hate Trump. That's it. We hate Trump. No, listen, the moment you pick a side, you're doomed. You say, oh, well, what a hypocrite. Oh, liar. Look at you wearing the MAGA. Well, Make America Great is a Ronald Reagan line. I will tell you that. It's a slogan from Ronald Reagan. But that's okay. So what? What's wrong with making America great again? We were great before. We're trying to get there. But just when we make great again by securing the border, the other side of the aisle, the other people come in here and start just destroying all the things. So we still have to continue to work to make America great. And if the left side, if Congress would actually do their damn job and support the president's policy and agenda, we would be an even stronger country than it has ever been seen ever in history before. Who killed Jesus? What the hell does that got to do with anything, man? The Jews. What about it? What the hell is? I don't understand. Like, what is it with you? What is wrong with you people, man? That's fantastic, Wilbert. I'm glad that you love President Obama. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Okay, Robert, I'll see if I can block his on my side. We don't want to give Weddle access to that. He's going to be clearing up the whole chat. Let's see. Space Knocker says you bottle his campaign lies. Okay, sure. Tell me a lie. He said no wars. Well, we're not technically in a war. We don't have boots on the ground yet. And if it's necessary, I don't blame him. Of course we don't want war. But if it's necessary, it doesn't matter. We still have to go to war, whether you... Oh, my God, he said no wars. Okay, give me something else besides that. Tell me another lie. Tell me, did he lie when he said that he was going to secure the border? Did he lie when he said he was going to put tariffs in place? Did he lie when he said he's going to put America first? What did he lie on? Go on. There we go. He got strong arm. Okay, sure, whatever. Give me a truth. Tell me where he lied. Russia, Russia, Russia. You guys don't even understand why he has to say that. But anyway, tell me where he lied. Inflation has gone up. Did you say something when inflation was down? Did you say something when actually gas prices were down? No, you didn't. You're still on the same side. But anywho, yeah, he lowered the price of eggs right away. You guys still deny that. He lowered prices in groceries, gas. You guys still deny that. Right now, we are in this attack, and this is going to cost a lot of money. I know we're going to have an inflation. I know we're going to have high gas prices, but that's a temporary thing. Tariffs are illegal. No, they're not. You guys said tariffs are a tax. It's illegal to overtax the people. I want to hear why. You know what? Stop getting into my future topics. I got a list of topics that we're going to talk about. Yeah, you guys don't know how many taxes the Democrats have been putting and laying on people, making it unaffordable for people to be able to buy a house or want to even buy a house. People don't want to even reproduce. That's how bad their cost of living is. That has nothing to do with Trump. This has been happening for decades. It's been getting expensive and expensive more. Every single year, everything goes up. The rent goes up every 6 to 12 months. It goes up $60 to $250 every time they raise the rent. So don't tell me that this is Trump's fault. That's the problem with you guys. You guys drink the Kool-Aid from the other side, and then you come and tell me, oh, I bought into his lies. Tell me a lie that I don't know about. Two weeks away from healthcare. And how many years has the Democrats been working on this healthcare plan? This is the Barack Obama, the Obamacare plan, the affordable plan where only the billionaires were making billions of dollars and we were picking up the tab. Our taxes were collected for the rich. And you libtards on the left side keep saying tax the rich, but you dumbasses don't know that by supporting Democrats, that is exactly what you're doing. You're doing the opposite of what you think you're doing. We give tax cuts to incentivize, to have more business, to create more jobs. You guys raise taxes, thinking that you're being responsible by hurting the working families. You got not just the black communities, but you have other people that are on the poor level. So it's not about black people. It's on the poor level of living, where you're giving welfare to where black women, Hispanic women, the women don't want to have a husband. For what? I'm a witness. I was told that. Why would I want to be with you? I get free housing, free healthcare, free food, and cash. And I look like the bad guy. Well, I pay child support. You can know that. 22 and a half years child support. I pay that. I know how it works. You have to understand, I have suffered so many things in my life. I am an expert on a lot of the bad shit that happens to you. So you can't come and BS me, complain and whine about everything because you know this and you continue to vote the same people into office. You know what's crazy? In my job, I always, every single job, and I kid you not, every single job that I went, right? The company has a meeting. I am serious. This is exactly how people are today. We have a meeting. I said, all right, company meeting. Here we go. Bring up all the issues, any questions, concerns, etc. SoCal, don't insult my intelligence. Do not come over here and defame my name because what I tell you is true. You know what? Get the hell out of my chat. Get out of here, bro. Fucking dumbass. I'm over here telling you a fact. A livable, personally experienced fact. You gonna sit there and call me a liar? You. All right, mods. Anybody that calls me a liar on here or says it's bullshit, get rid of them. I want people to tell me, okay, hey, listen, President Trump said he was going to do this, but he didn't. All right, I want to hear that so I can talk about it, okay? President Trump already said what he wanted to do. Let the people get the money and then let them choose the care provider. What are you talking about? Nobody's done a better job than to talk with pharmaceuticals and all these companies to lower the prices on medicine. You guys don't appreciate that, but that's okay. Let's keep talking about healthcare, which is a Democratic problem. So anyway, we go into a company meeting. This is where you get to say what bothers you. This is where you get to say, hey, this is working. Hey, this is not working. This is where you say that. Now, before we go to the meeting, I have all of these people on the floor complaining, oh my God, and this and that, and blowing that and this, and I'm like, okay, here we go. We got a company meeting. Here we go. Let's dance. I get over there, and everybody gathers. If anybody has a complaint, a suggestion, give us an idea. Tell us right now. And I'm like, I'm serious. This I really do this. All right. Anybody? Does anybody have a question, concern, any suggestions? All right. Hey, listen, so we haven't got a raise here for 2 years. I think that's not right. And we have good, hardworking people here. Are we going to get a raise? Oh. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, Dennis. We are actually going to have a raise this year. Okay, well, thank you for telling me. I was also wondering, so we have this many people in this building, but we are not allowed to go to this other area to use the bathroom. I mean, this is seriously serious things, but they're also insignificant things, right? And I'm asking all these questions. And I'm only asking, even if they were stupid, I'm only asking because everybody's been complaining about it. But I go and have the balls to say it to the big guys in the company. And you know what they say? Dennis, why are you such a troublemaker? Man, he's like, nobody has questions, but Dennis has all these questions. Why does Dennis have all these suggestions? You know what? Because I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot because I care about other people. I'm an idiot because when somebody has a concern, I have to help them out. But what I don't like, it's a stupidity. I don't support stupidity. So I'm going to ask you a question. Let's see. What is it? I missed the first comment. Guys, if you don't put a super, I don't know what the hell you're saying, okay? So by the time I get to your comment, it probably doesn't make sense to me, so I don't even read it. Like Nico, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Who's coming? Who's coming for me? This guy. Let's see. Did I take that off? I did. I want to take this time to say thank you to my members. You know what's coming. I want to say thank you so much for your support and enjoy this little laugh. And don't forget to throw those emojis if you are a member in this chat. Ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. Go ahead. Is that what you're talking about? Ah, man, these people. You guys are so retarded with those comments. You guys are so retarded with those comments. I see these comments on my videos, on my shorts. Oh, they're gonna come and deport you. They're gonna send you home, and I'm like, I am home, baby. I am home. And yeah, they can come in and look into my house, and if they want to check my papers, they can check my papers. You know why they won't do that? They won't do that because I never committed a crime. They don't have a warrant to come in and check my status. I am legit. I have to give my fingerprints multiple times to be able to become a citizen in this country. So if you have something to hide, then you have something to hide. I don't. So I support ICE 100%. And I support DHS. Yeah, Senator Mullen. Let's go, Dwayne. Mullen, DHS, baby. Let's go. They wanted to get rid of Kristen Noem. Well, they got their wish fulfilled. Duckfish, don't be a dummy. They do need to have a warrant to look at people. So there is judicial warrants, and there is a warrant to go search somebody for somebody. No warrant, dummy. Tell me this, dummy. Then why you guys been complaining about, oh my gosh, show me the warrant. Show me the warrant. You guys been saying that. Show me the warrant. Let me see if I was right about multiple, what? Warrants are legal documents issued by judges or magistrates, authorizing law enforcement to take specific actions primarily based on probable cause. Common types include arrest warrants to detain a suspect, search warrants to search premises for evidence, and bench warrants issuing for missing court. So shut the hell up. Oh, man, this guy. Hey, why don't we go ahead and talk about Letitia James? I don't know. It's just there. It's just there. Let's take a look. Monkey. You are a monkey. Okay, your brain has not developed completely. Let me tell you what creates World War III. You ready? If we go and attack China, we'll create World War III. If we attack North Korea, which we have been very, very careful not to start a war with North Korea. We have tried diplomacy. You guys clown on President Trump, but remember when he crossed the border to North Korea? That's right. We cannot attack Russia. That will start a World War III. It's very simple. Yeah, Mayo, don't even bring my president from Honduras. The guy was innocent. He was set up. That's right. I know more than you do about that issue, so don't bring that up. Don't be retarded. Duckfish, you just told me that there's no warrants, that they don't need a warrant for that. Is that right? If they need to come to my house, you jackass, they need a warrant to come and search. They need a warrant to come into my house. Go look it up, libtard. All right, let's take a listen to... This is an extraordinary move by Letitia James.
All right, thanks, Adam.
Yep.
So the DOJ is warning New York Attorney General Letitia James after she demanded NYU Langone defy the White House and resume transgender treatment for minors. The DOJ writing, quote, "We will now sit idly by while you attempt to use your office to force harmful procedures on our most vulnerable population. Fox News contributor and George Washington.
Hold on, before we continue. ICE does not need a warrant if they have probable cause out on the field to go into somebody's house, they need a warrant, a search warrant signed by a judge. What the hell is wrong with these people? This is the thing. You come over here acting like you know everything, and you don't know jack squat.
University law professor Jonathan Turley joins us now. Jonathan, thanks so much for joining the program. I mean,
thank you, Lawrence.
From a legal standpoint, can the Attorney General force a private institutions to perform surgeries that they have decided to end?
Now, this is an extraordinary move by James. It's just the latest controversial move that she has made as Attorney General. She's essentially telling these hospitals that if you comply with federal guidelines, I'm going to prosecute you. I'm going to seek a recovery of damages from you, possibly shut you down. She's not clear on how far she would go. But the real irony here is that often you hear this mantra from people like James of we have to follow the science. Well, 40 hospitals have suspended these procedures. The AMA has thrown a flag on this and said that the evidence is not clear that this is beneficial for these minors. The Society of Plastic Surgeons opposes these procedures. And so what James is saying, that even if your hospital reaches the same conclusion that this is harmful and that we should not be doing this, you still have to do it because I'm going to charge you as discriminatory. And Lawrence, you got to keep in mind that many of the European countries have also moved in the way of the Trump administration, according to what was called the Cass report, that raised serious concerns over these procedures in terms of the harm to minors.
Here's one of the surgeons that used to be there that performed some of these surgeries. Let's watch it.
I can only imagine what the parents were going through. I mean, they're told that their child is going to kill themselves if they don't have these surgeries. You know, they're pressured, and what are you supposed to do? You drop everything to do the right thing for your child. As physicians, we're supposed to follow evidence-based medicine, and so much of the data did not show that what we're doing was the right thing.
You know, Professor, metaphorically, they held these parents at gunpoint and told them they had no option here. Either they followed this gender reassignment surgery or these kids would kill themselves. And I think that has to be studied as well.
Yeah, it's truly horrific with the pressure that is put on these families, often by these doctors. Where the families are often not fully aware that the science here is strongly contested on things like the Cass report, on these reports of the AMA and the Society of Plastic Surgeons. That is the science. They're saying that there is not that evidence to support this, but there is evidence it might be harmful. Now, by the way, the basis on which James is proceeding against these hospitals has been rejected by the Supreme Court in a case called Scrimeti involving a Tennessee law that restricted these types of procedures. The Supreme Court said that is not discrimination. So what James is saying here is basically the position of the dissent. The Supreme Court voted 6-3 to reject everything she said in this letter.
Yeah, she's a terrible lawyer, by the way. Many of her claims that she makes often get overturned. So we'll be following, Professor. Thanks so much for joining the program. By the way, we reached out to the Attorney General's office for a statement, but we did not immediately hear back. Now to this, over to Ainsley.
That's nuts. All right, thank you so much, Lawrence.
Be sure. So, all right. So, you know, Duckfish, he's a hater. He's a hater. From day one, he's always come in and just hate, and every single thing he hates. The fact that ICE agents don't need a warrant, I get that. But if you are to come into somebody's house, you need a search warrant. I don't care what you say. It is the law. You need a warrant signed by a judge. While they're outside talking, they have the documentation of who they're looking for. That's not a warrant. But they need to have a warrant to enter my premises. That's not a lie. That is true. All right, FB, you asked me about the president of Honduras. So look, this is this goes way back, but hold on. So President Orlando of Honduras, he noticed that the communist president at the time where he was the Speaker of the House, he fired a general who shot down 3 small planes bringing drugs from Venezuela into Honduras. Okay? He said that's not right. So he ran for president. He ran for president. I don't know if Hondurans, they pardon or not, but he ran for president and put a stop to that route. No more planes coming from Venezuela into Honduras, etc., especially when they shut up the transponders, right? Okay, so he went and he makes war on the cartels. The communist politicians who have been controlling for some time now, they decide that they're going to take him out. They threaten his family and they blamed them and made up some lie. Let me tell you something. The only witnesses, there was no intel, there was nothing official, nothing. And guess who are the people who were witnesses? The drug dealers. They conveniently found a booklet with some dates of drop-offs. And what's interesting is they didn't use a code name. It was handwritten, by the way, and it will say Juan Orlando, the whole name of the president. At this time, collected this and sent this, and I mean, it was bogus, everything. And you know what? Crime went down in Honduras. It did. And then, infrastructure started going up, better streets. Businesses were booming. It wasn't perfect because you still have gangbangers. But you know what? He fixed a lot of it. And there's a historical route that is stopped. Those planes stopped coming from Venezuela through Honduras while he was president. When he was the only president that did not recognize Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela. Oh, the opposition was pissed. How dare he? He's a dictator. He's an authoritarian. He's a tyrannical president. And everybody loved him. I liked the guy. I saw the difference every time I came to visit Honduras. I'm like, man, this president is rocking. I will go to different areas and they just loved him. Loved them. Oh, hell no. I don't hate myself, you moron. I love myself. And I love my Latino community. That's why I tell them to do everything legally. Pendejo. You guys are idiots if you think that's not love. But anyway, and so they got away with it. President Biden supposedly was working with him. All of a sudden, Garland comes out and names him a narco-terrorist, a narco-drug lord. And they put him in jail because why? They threatened his life. So he said, okay, well, I'm going to go to court, get my due process. I'm going to prove my innocence. And they lied about everything. They didn't even give him access to stuff that he needed. His lawyer somehow got sick. And then he requested a hearing to get the documents. He looked over the documents and said, that's bogus. That's BS. That's not true. And he went and proved it. President Trump saw this and pardoned him. But the one thing that I noticed a lot was this, that the people miss a lot, is that the person that didn't win, again, like Nicolas Maduro, the person that lost, because he stepped down, they took over the party. And I don't care how much propaganda they gave, how many announcements, the people didn't ever call her president. They didn't like her. Well, her party did. But they didn't like her. And she recognized Nicolas Maduro as the president of Venezuela. Here we are today. So for those nincompoops that say that the president of Honduras was a narco, you're wrong. Have we had bad presidents? Yes. Have they been narco? Yes. And I called them on both sides of the aisle. But you know what? This one, he is innocent. He's innocent. He's a Christian man. I think Kamala Harris is just doesn't have any brains, to be honest. to talk to adults like little children. Who knows? Maybe that's what I got to do to these people. Maybe I got to talk to them like little children. Hey, Jason, welcome back, my friend. All right. Mayoyo, a la verga, cabrón. Bye-bye. You're not welcome here anymore. These guys think they're being funny, but it's not funny. If you're just a troll to try to trigger somebody, okay, you know what? It's annoying. I'll get rid of you. You are just blind to it all, aren't you? All right, it's Gobber. Go ahead. Give me a call, bro. Let's do this. Let's allow these people to give me some communication. Please call me and enlighten me. Please share something that I don't know. You better start Googling your shit right now. You better start Googling, because I will get you. Oh, man, this thing is too loose now. All right, forget it. I'll just hold it, because you're not going to last that long anyway. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. All right, let's go ahead and allow these morons to call me. Get it, get it, get it, get it. Here we go. All of you guys who've been calling me a liar, go ahead and give me a call and tell me what I'm lying about. Tell me what facts you have that I don't have about President Orlando from Honduras. Tell me that you have the truth. Enlighten me. I give you a chance. There you go. There's a phone number. Don't block your number. The message is there. Very completely is there. UT Maz is gay. Okay. Congratulations. Congratulations. You're gay. Nothing against gay over here. I don't know who the hell the chatty gamer is. I've been perma-banned yet. I don't know what the hell that means. Go call in. Let me find out if you are going to be permanently banned. Let's see. Don't sing. Stop me. Stop me from singing. If a song comes into my head, I'm just going to have to sing it. Ice, ice, baby. Let's see. Randy Bonespur. I don't know who the hell that is. Just asked for 200 billion. Yes. He should get 300 billion. Let's see. What else? My Spanish accent is too strong, says Güero. I don't think you will understand. Güero, we know you are as white as my butt cheeks. Let's see. Who else? Let's see. Who else is calling here? Who called me a liar? Somebody called me a liar in here. Thank you, John. Appreciate you. Always good to see you here, brother. When does Baron Trump enlist? Yeah, that's a good question. When are you going to enlist? When is your children going to enlist? That's a good question. Congratulations. Anybody else? Anybody else? Ah, man, the phone is ringing off the hook. Guys, stop calling. Too much. Look at this. We're about to go lose about 100 libtards that have been in here just trolling. Come on, man. You guys can call. I'm paying for it. You're not paying for it. Call in and tell me a lie that I have said. Yeah, even if you can't comment, you can still call. Because if you're still wandering around here trying to find something to hate, you see how we lost like 80 people right there? Fucking losers. What a bunch of losers. All right, forget it. It's off the table. Yeah, they're all a bunch of losers. That's why they don't call. All right, let's get to the next clip. I do have another one. This one is from CNN, guys, but it's from Scott Jennings. You're going to like this one. This is the kind of libtards that come into my channel to tell me that I'm lying, that I have no facts, nothing. This is the same kind of people that I get on my channel here doing nothing. All right, here we go.
And he's basically playing Risk because people hurt his feelings, or people ostensibly hurt his feelings. So I am appreciative that the president is being transparent about this. I would love it if he was more transparent about the human sex trafficking network that he was a part of, but you can't win them all.
Cameron's grateful that the president is being transparent about the Nobel Peace Prize and his desires for Greenland. Scott, what do you think about that?
You gonna let that sit? Are we gonna claim here
Get
on
him, Scott.
CNN that the president is part of a global sex trafficking ring, or?
Well,
I mean, you're
we're going to talk about the Epstein file. Scott, I will do the fact checking
I'm just
as
asking.
we go along here. Repeat what you said about the global sex trafficking ring.
That Donald Trump was provably very involved with it.
Okay, we'll get to that later.
that Donald Trump was probably involved. No, let's hear what he said. Let's hear what he said.
He's basically playing Risk because people hurt his feelings, or people ostensibly hurt his feelings. So I am appreciative that the president is being transparent about this. I would love it if he was more transparent about the human sex trafficking network that he was a part of.
Transparent about the sex human trafficking that he was a part of. Same libtards that come into my channel. You can't make this up, but here it is. Here's one of it. He probably calls in. He probably comes into the chat, and just so you know that these guys have multiple fake YouTube accounts to come in and talk nonsense and hide behind a keyboard. But there you go. There you go. This is the libtard mentality at a glance. And I'm glad that Scott calls the host out on this, because he was not going to address it. I want you to understand that. And I wish that this panelist would be, both sides. If you're hosting, you got to be neutral. If I host and I have a Democrat and a Republican, I'm going to tear both of them up and just to see who gives me the truth. It's that simple.
Cameron's grateful that the president is being transparent about the Nobel Peace Prize and his desires for Greenland. Scott, what do you think about that?
You gonna let that sit? Are we gonna claim here on CNN that the president is part of a global sex trafficking ring, or?
Well,
I mean,
we're going to talk about the Epstein file. Scott, I will do the fact checking as we go along here. Repeat what you said about the global sex trafficking ring.
That Donald Trump was provably very involved with it.
Okay, we'll get to that later. I mean, Donald Trump has never been charged with any crimes in relation to Jeffrey Epstein. But
let's be adults here.
We'll talk about that.
Let's be serious.
Satisfied?
I would like to retract my comments from CNN last night and truly apologize. Donald Trump was obviously not involved with a giant international child sex trafficking ring where women and children were systematically raped by elites. I said that by accident, and I didn't mean it. Hey, you know what? At least he took it back. But you know what? He only took it back because he got caught, and somebody confronted him with it. That, my friends, is the difference on how the left plays the game. It's that simple. Let me see if I'm not missing anything from my POTUS. Gotta check the updates on my POTUS. Let me see what the White House has. President Trump participates in the Commander-in-Chief Trophy. Okay, leftists, all the libtards that hate President Trump, this is your time to get off my channel. I don't know why you guys hate this man so much.
I want to begin by just saying we're doing extremely well in Iran. The difference between them and us is they had a Navy 2 weeks ago. They have no Navy anymore. It's all at the bottom of the sea. 58 ships knocked down in 2 days. And we have the greatest Navy anywhere in the world. It's not even close. So but we are doing really well. We're not going to let them have nuclear weapons, because if they had them, they'd use them, and we're not going to let that happen. Should have been done a long time ago by other presidents. So it's an honor to be here. This is fun, and these are great athletes standing behind me, great coaches, general managers, great people, and a great superintendent. Hello, superintendent. We only put our finest as these superintendents for these great schools because we don't want to have somebody that they don't look up to. We take our best, and they're really amazing. For the second year in a row, it's my great honor to officially present the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy to the one and only Navy Midshipman football team with 11 wins and 2 losses, playing the best teams in football. I used to always think of the military services, they played like a little step below. It's not true. They played the big teams and they beat them. These players achieved one of the most impressive seasons in Navy football history and any football history, frankly. And I just want to congratulate the midshipmen. I met them backstage and they're great. Thank you. Congratulations, everybody. You know, when I mentioned the Navy that we just destroyed, I said, "Are they good ships?" "Yeah, they're great ships." Then I said, "Why didn't we save them? We could have used them ourselves." They said the difference was they didn't know how to use them, right, General? They didn't know how to use them. They had no idea. But I want to recognize Navy Athletic Director Michael Kelly, who has just done an incredible job. Thank you very much. He looks like a Kelly. He's definitely a Kelly, along with head coach Brian Newberry, fantastic coach, Brian. Who's off to the second best start for any football coach in school history. What's second? Who's first? It's pretty good. That must have been a Roger Staubach year, maybe, or something, because I tell you what, I got to watch Roger Staubach, and he was something. He was like, I had to say, I've said it, and some people were insulted by it, but it was like a man playing with children. He would single-handedly win those games. It was incredible. Thanks as well to your superintendent, Lieutenant General Michael Borg-Schulte, who is an accomplished Navy linebacker, a very good one, back in the day. We're also pleased to be joined by Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. Now, I don't know if Pete's here because I actually told him he had an option, be in the sit room, you know, the famous situation, or be up here. And if it's okay, I told him, but I think he has 2 very beautiful sons up here, to the best, Boone and Jackson. Are you 2 guys? Well, I told your father, just be in the situation room. We're okay with that, right? I think so, right, Coach? Coach, I think you're okay. So Boone and Jackson, someday you'll be on this team maybe, right? Would you be on Navy, Army, Air Force? Which one? Take Navy. Just say Navy, okay. I don't want to get them in trouble. And your father's doing a fantastic job. And also the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Dan Kane. So Dan is unbelievable. And I picked him for a reason because I was told it would take 5 years to beat ISIS by our television generals. You know, there's a big difference between generals, just like there is between coaches and everything else. They said, "Sir, 5 years." And I went to Iraq because I didn't understand why 5 years. And I met this general, and his name was Dan Kane. I said, "What's your name?" He said, "Raisin, sir." I said, "Really, Raisin? What is that?" "Raisin." "Oh, it's just my nickname, sir." "What's your last name?" "Kane." I said, "Your name's Raisin Kane? I love you. You're the guy I'm looking for." And it turned out to be right. So they told me it was going to take 4 to 5 years to knock out ISIS. And now I'm in Iraq. I come down, I meet him, some other generals. He was the boss. And I said, "How long would it take for you to knock out ISIS?" He said, 4 weeks, sir. I said, 4 weeks? They tell me 4 years, maybe 5. He said, "Well, whatever they want, sir. They're the boss. I'm just here. But you can do it in 4 weeks, sir. And you'll have time left over." I said, "You got to be kidding." And he explained, and we went through a whole big thing. Well, nobody in this room would be bored by it. Actually, you'd like to hear every word. I'll tell you every word of it. But bottom line, I said, "Let me go back." But as I'm leaving, it was very interesting. I'm walking down the stairs, long fight. You had to turn off the lights after spending trillions of dollars. You had to turn the lights off in the plane because you didn't want to be spotted by the enemy. This was something. So we land, and he said, "Sir, would you like to rest for a while before we have a meeting?" I said, "I don't have to rest. My name's not Biden. I don't want to, I'm not resting." And we had great meetings. And then I got back on the plane. I said to him, "So, General, you say 4 weeks. We mean that, right? 4 weeks, sir, and you'll have time left over." He said, "I'll call you on Monday when I get back." And I called him. I said, "You still feel that way, General?" He said, "Yes, sir." And I let him do it. He did it in less than 4 weeks. He defeated ISIS. It was amazing. What a difference. You know, I always say, what a difference the president makes. The border. They said, it can't be done without Congress. It will take years. We did it in about 3 weeks. We have a border that's now 9 months in a row. Nobody's come into our country illegally. I'm not even sure if that could be right. But the Democrats keep the stats. So they say, I mean, they have 0 people came in through our border. You see it, right? And I said, the president makes a big difference. Well, the generals make a big difference, too. But I told him, I said, Dan, if you don't mind, stay in the Situation Room and you watch all those attacks that we're hitting those guys with, and they don't know what's happening. Their Navy's gone, their Air Force is gone, their anti-aircraft is all gone, it's all gone, their radar is all gone, their leaders are all gone, the next set of leaders are all gone, and the next set of leaders are mostly gone, and now nobody wants to be a leader over there anymore. We're having a hard time. We want to talk to them, and there's nobody to talk to. We have nobody to talk to, and you know what? We like it that way. And we have many other distinguished members of the United States military, but I want to tell you, Hegseth is doing a great job, and Raising Cane is doing a great job, as good as anybody's ever seen. Don't forget, we had Venezuela. That was the beginning where people started to see the talent. I rebuilt the military and built it, frankly, including Space Force, but I rebuilt the military in my first term. I didn't think I'd be using it this much, but I'm glad I rebuilt it, because we can't let these lunatics have nuclear weapons, because they were going to use them. They'd use them fast. One of the ways you know that is when this whole thing started, they started shooting missiles all over the Middle East at countries that were basically not involved, because they wanted to take over the Middle East. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they would have used it. The only question would have been the first hour or the first day. That's the only question. They would have used it. And if they can use a nuclear weapon, the world would have been in big trouble. We had to stop. It should have been done long ago. I also want to thank FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, perhaps the most powerful man in this room. You are doing some job. He's trying to keep the fake news, he's trying to make the fake news real and respect it again, which is not an easy job, but you're doing a really amazing job. First time that's happened in 25 years. So I congratulate you and everybody in the room. Everybody in this whole country is watching what you're doing, and we appreciate it. When a man can get elected in a landslide, winning think of it, 7 swing states, win them all. We win the popular vote. We win the Electoral College by a tremendous amount. We win the counties by 82 or 84%. And I got no good press. Think of it. Only one thing, that only means one thing. These people are not respected. They're just not respected, and we have to have a press that's respected. When you can win an election where they say that I got 94% bad press, think of it, the other side got 94% good press. When they can get 94% and you win in a landslide, that means the press is not respected. People have no confidence in. So you're doing a fantastic job. Senators Todd Young and Dan Sullivan, great senators, wherever you may be. You're here someplace. Where are you? Hello, fellas. Good senators. Great guys. And Representatives Ronnie Jackson, White House doctor. He served 3 presidents. He said, he had Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of Barack Hussein Obama? You had Obama. I didn't want to talk about Biden, but he said, and you had Bush. You had young Bush, I call him, young Bush. I was not a fan, but that's all right. But the press asked him, who was the healthiest of the 3? Doc Ronnie. Stand up, Doc Ronnie. There's a big deal. Took a lot of heat for this. They said, most guys would say, well, we don't want to talk about that. They said, who's the healthiest up to 3. He said, President Donald J. Trump by far. If he didn't eat junk food, he'd live to 200 years old, he said. And I love this guy, and he then left and he ran. He was an admiral, and he then left, and he was a White House doctor, a very respected one. He saved a lot of lives. He was a great doctor. People don't realize that. And he then left, and he said, sir, I'd like to run for Congress. I said, you've never done it before. You won't be able to pull it off. In a very, very all-Trump district, there were 28 people running. Man was retiring. He's been there for years. And I said, Ron, I don't know. It's going to be tough, but we'll try it, right? And we got him in. He blew him away. There was one man that was favored. He was a rhino. He was favored to win easily, and we wiped him out, right, Ron? And he's been a congressman. He's one of the most popular people in Congress. But I don't care about that. I just care that he was my doctor, and he said I'm the healthiest human being he's ever. Ronnie, am I healthier than these guys back here? Yes, sir. Oh, thank you. All right. See, this is why I like him. Also with Ronnie is Derek Van Orden, a fantastic guy, and members of the Naval Academy's Board of Visitors. Sean Spicer has gone on to great things, and Walt Nuda. Walt, where's Walt? Walt's become a very famous guy. He works with me, and he does a great job. Great, loyal, incredible person. And Sean Spicer, where's Sean? Where's Sean? Great job, and he's got a very successful television career going. What the hell do I get out of it? Well, you know what I get? Nice statements. That's what I get out of it, right? 100%. It's great. You've done great. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Those are really the people that are very much in charge of making everything work at the Academy. And the other academies, separately, separate groups, a very important position. For the Navy midshipmen, 2025 was truly a season for the ages. You didn't just win the Commander-in-Chief's trophy, you made history as one of the greatest teams to ever wear the proud uniform of Navy football, some uniform. The teams have gotten so good in the schools that I was able to get, and we're pushing it very hard to make it permanent, a military academy deferment policy. So, because you have some people here, you know, when I went on the field and I threw up a coin, I'm standing next to these guys. They were monsters. I said, look at the size of these guys. I thought they were supposed to be smaller. I thought you had sort of restrictions on size, you know? We got rid of that because some of these guys were extremely large. And we have the NFL teams here also. When whoever wins the Super Bowl, they come. The baseball teams, we had the Dodgers, we have them all. But I saw the size of these guys, so I got used to it. And I said, these guys are as big as the NFL. And at one of the visits a while ago, first term, they asked me, they said, sir, we have a hard time recruiting because a player, if he's really good, he can't do the 4 or 5 years in the military service. Could you would like to do a military academy deferment policy? I immediately knew what he meant. And we got it done. And it allows you to defer your service until after your career. So if you go in the NFL for 10 years, so now everyone wants to join. So do I get credit for this successful team then? The superintendent's going to say yes. I don't know about the coach. I don't know about Kelly. But the coach, I think, it made your life a little bit easier. It was tough. It was tough for the teams when they used to have to play guys that were twice their size, right? So they did good. They had better heart. They have the best heart in the business, but size does matter. And so what we did is we got that so you have a deferment, so a lot of people are able to join now, and they do their service later. They're great patriots, but that would be a lot to ask. And I think it's helped your teams really compete at the highest level. The team was led by your incredible senior class, and that includes the co-captain and star quarterback, Blake Horvath, who is fantastic. Where are you, Blake? Wait a minute, you're a player. I was at that game. He's a player. Yeah, but good everything. You can run it, you can throw it. What do you think, NFL material? Sure. You have no choice, you have to. Thank you. Stay up here if you want. Look at this guy. He walks up. Most of them just stay there. Just, they don't want it. Very good. Look at him. I can't get rid of him. I can't stay there if you want. Come on, stay there. He's a quarterback. What the hell? But he ends his college career as one of the most accurate Navy quarterbacks of all time with an astounding almost 60% completion rate, second only to the man we just spoke about, Roger Staubach, who was unbelievable. He was unbelievable. He served 5 years, and then he came in, and came in at like 27 or something, and he was phenomenal as an NFL player. Likewise, senior wide receiver Eli Haydenreich scorched opposing defenses all year long. They've been writing about him, a lot of stories, setting a school record for receiving touchdowns. And you do need a quarterback for that. Where's Eli? Where's Eli? Come here, Eli. Get over here. Look at the size of this guy. Huh? They're all saying he's got NFL. Pretty good. I see by the size of those hands, you have no trouble catching that ball. Come here. Great. Beautiful. And we're going to bring them down to the Oval Office. Nobody else. We don't have room for none of all these big shots that we have here. None of the senators, none of all these people. We're going to bring them down. We're giving them a special medal, a beautiful medal, a very expensive medal that if I see it on eBay tonight, I'll be extremely upset. All right, so we're going to all march down there later. Congratulations. Thank you very much. That's good. Very nice that you say that. The whole team is pointing at you. Are you looking to go NFL if you can?
Yes, sir. I'm hoping to.
Okay, good. Good. That's great. I'll bet you make it. So we have Eli and setting all the school records for receiving touchdowns, earning a spot at the NFL Combine, and cementing himself as, without a doubt, the greatest wide receiver in Navy history. That is not bad. Did you do the Combine?
Yes, sir.
How did you find it? Were you impressed by the athletes?
I was, yes, sir.
Were you as good as them?
I like the...
Were you better? They're all saying they like you. They're all saying he's better. Good. I can see it. We're going to watch, okay? We're watching all you guys. And let's not forget one of the strongest athletes the Navy has ever seen. Oh, this is the guy I want to meet. Who was named a first-team All-American. You can't do better than that. On 5 different organizations. So 5 groups named a first-team All-American. Senior lineman and co-captain Landon Robertson. Where's Landon? Where's... His arms are like steel. It just hurt my hand. I hit his muscle. It's like steel, man. We're not messing. You think I could take him in a fight? Yes. That's like Ronnie. Thank you. Congratulations. That's fantastic. So listen to this about Landon with a 665-pound squat and a 465-pound bench press. What about women playing in men's sports? Think we could have a woman take your position? Is there a woman out there? I don't think so. You know, we're trying to end that. No men. Think of it. No men in women's sports. Maybe I'll put Landon in women's sports for a little while. How ridiculous. I mean, you know, they say that's an 80-20 issue. No. That's a 99% issue. It's amazing. Thank goodness the Democrats keep pushing these things. Open borders, transgender for everybody, and they want to have men playing women's sports. So Landon has some really big records, and he's so strong that the team had to special order a longer barbell. I see, because the barbell would break. That's crazy. Is he the strongest one on the team? Is everyone? Huh? No doubt, with all you big, strong guys. Look at this guy at the end. What do you think, Landon? Look at that. He's a big guy. So thank you very much. We have a lot of fun at these things. I hope you. I love sports, and I love athletics, and I love competition. I love competition, and these guys are champions. But perhaps no single player better represents the heart and soul of this team than your 5'9", 174. I love those guys. Those guys that are a little smaller than you're supposed to be, but they have a bigger heart than everybody on the team, right? And the other team, too. 174-pound playmaker who delivered key knockouts and blocks on opponents almost twice his size. Senior Brandon Chapman. Brandon plays selfless, relentless football. I got this from his coach. As he likes to say, quote, here's a quote, "The way I look at it, the fight's not over until I win." That's a great, that's it, right? Just keep going. And that's really the spirit of the Navy and our great sailors. Where are you, Brandon? love them. Boy, I tell you, you don't have players like that. You don't win. You just can't win. You need people like Brandon, and they all have that big heart. It's very tough when you get into that elite group. When you beat those schools that are big and powerful, it's a pretty amazing thing. This group of winners opposed and opened the 2025 season with 7 straight victories, including a thrilling win over one of your top rivals. It's always tough, too, Air Force. Coach, Air Force is always tough. What is that? I mean, they're always tough. You beat them, but they always seem to have a good record, and they always seem to do well, right? But no problem with this team, right? What was the score you won by, Coach? Was it a close game or not that close?
I think we won by 3.
1 by 3. You won a couple of close ones, but you won. Doesn't really matter as long as you win, right? So that's great, Coach. But as every Navy football player knows, you don't make it to the White House unless you also triumph over Army on that second Saturday of December, which is the whole deal. I was at that game. It was amazing. It was an amazing game. The spirit. And I have to say, they introduced Trump, the place went crazy. There were no, let's give a little boo. There wasn't a boo in the house. Even the fake news couldn't say. I've gone to games where I would say I got 97%, but there might be one person, boo, boo. They cover that person. They interview that person becomes a star. But they couldn't find any person at that game. That was some game. It was some scene in the historic 126 Army-Navy football game. And again, something I really enjoyed. I love being there. I'll be there. Coach, I'll be there. You got to be back, Coach. We can't ever lose you. You'll be back, right? Well, you better be back. Do whatever you do, Kelly. Get him signed, right? Speaking of that, and you get him signed, all right? But you battle back from a 2-score deficit to draw within 6 points in the fourth quarter. Now, I was there. It was looking not great. It was not looking great, fellas. You know, I can't say I was rooting for you, but I did want to see that commander-in-chief deal. Is a big deal, right? And it only happens if you win, and it wasn't looking great. With time slipping away, Navy mounted one final drive, and you marched downfield, nearing the goal line after running back Alex Teska broke loose into the secondary, which was amazing, for a huge 24-yard gain. Okay, where's Alex? Where's Alex? I saw Alex before. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. That was fantastic. Thanks. I watched that because it was not looking good until you did that. After you did that, the momentum shifted, right, Coach? Yes, sir. The coach was saying, I don't know, I got a problem, and then he did that. We all felt good. That's great. Congratulations. That's beautiful. That's amazing. So Alex did his job, and he did a fantastic job. But every football player knows, every single one of them, that you don't have heart, you don't have that. You can have all the strength, like Brandon, you can have all the strength you want, but if you don't have heart, that's exactly what Alex showed, and he's another one that's known for that. Then 3 times the formidable Army defense held the line, and they really held it, making it 4th and goal, midshipmen. So it's time to do or die, right, Coach? And with 6 minutes and 37 seconds left on the clock, other teams might have kicked an easy field goal, but that's not this, Coach. Coach, did you have a call? Did you call up the superintendent and talk to him like, what do I do? Or did you just say, let's go for it? I think you said go. I think you just go for it, right, Coach? But not this team with this coach, with the Commander-in-Chief's trophy on the line, which is a big deal. Blake dropped back in the pocket, surveyed the field, delivered a strike across the middle to Eli for a touchdown, and secured victory over Army in one of the most iconic moments in Navy football history. I wouldn't say in Army football history. I guess it was iconic also, but not quite in the same manner. But I watched that. That was incredible. The annual Army-Navy game is truly one of the most special occasions in all of sports, but in recent years, the college football playoff expansion has encroached on this sacred 4-hour time slot traditionally reserved for Army, Navy. So what did I do? I went out. I don't know if I could have pulled it off. I have much more power in my second term, don't you think? What do you think? Would you say, Brandon? Much more power. First term, I don't know if I could have gotten away with this, but what did I do? I went out and said, I'm going to sign an executive order to ensure that the second Saturday in December is preserved exclusively. Nobody's playing football. Not Ohio State against Notre Dame, not LSU against Alabama. Nobody's going to play football for 4 hours during that very special time of the year in December. It's preserved forever for the Army-Navy game. Now, if you don't want to watch football, you don't have to. But if you want to watch football, you're only watching one game. You're not watching 19 different games, all of them in many ways big. So, Coach, that puts a little pressure because the whole world's going to be watching. So nobody else is going to be allowed. Of course, we'll probably get sued at some point, because we always get sued. But we win those suits, and we'll win this one. The only game that's going to be played, so we preserve that time, no matter who it is. You're playing the Army-Navy game. It keeps it special. We like it, right? Are you okay with it? Huh? And just simply, we don't want other college football games over, playing over us. And frankly, I'd always watch the Army-Navy game anyway, but you don't know. You get some of these games, they're pretty tough, pretty good, and they're pretty tough. And they'll be able to play, but they'll play after 7 o'clock, I think. We brought it all the way up to 7 o'clock, so that should give you plenty of time, even if you have a little overtime stuff. So it's great. It's just an honor to do, because it's such an important tradition of our country. It's beyond football, actually. It's a tradition of our country. In 2 short months, the 28 seniors on this team will be commissioned as officers in the greatest military the world has ever seen. We're the greatest military in the world, the strongest, the greatest, and we're proving that when you can take Venezuela in a matter of minutes, put somebody on a helicopter that was well guarded with thousands of people with iron doors. Those doors were like plastic. The United States Navy, the Marines, the whole military, we have the greatest in the world. I was so proud of what I did. And I always loved Space Force because that was my baby. That has never happened. That hasn't happened in 81 years, a new force. And it hadn't happened. And I think we all agree that Space Force has become, you think, right? Very important to the success that we're having even now. Over the past few weeks, the world has seen the true strength and might of our sailors and aviators as they fought in one of the most complex and successful military operations of all time against the Iranian regime. And it's amazing. It's not, I don't want to get too crazy here. Not a contest. It's not even a contest. They do whatever they want. They had a lot of great equipment. Russian equipment, Chinese equipment, they had plenty of money. That equipment was useless against us, useless. No force on earth can beat the American sailors or the American military. We're the strongest in the world by far. To those standing behind me who will soon be joining these missions, I say, sail fast, stay strong, and go Navy. And I just want to congratulate again this incredible team on the win of this trophy. It's not often that this trophy gets presented. You have to have a very special year to get it. And I'm going to sign the executive order right now and then invite Coach Newberry up to say a few words and talk about what a great team and what great individuals they are. So, Coach, I'll sign and then you take over, okay? Thank you very much. This is not an auto pen. Can you imagine taking it and say, would you please have this signed? Somehow, I don't know how they got by that, but it didn't work. Let's go. All right, it's a good one. We rate them. That's close to a 10, maybe a 10. See, fellas, so you can see it first. Pretty good, right? Yes, sir. And what I'll do is I'll give these out also. Take over. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for signing that executive order and protecting the sanctity of the Army-Navy game. It's a game with a soul, and it deserves to be protected. Thank you very much. Thank you to you and your staff, your gracious hospitality, and for making today's ceremony possible. And thank you to the distinguished guests and everyone in attendance for being here to recognize this team and this exceptional group of young men. On behalf of our players, our staff and their families, our superintendent, General Michael Book-Schulte, and our athletic director, Michael Kelly, it is truly an honor to be here. We're grateful and humbled to be back again. As I shared last year, it's been our goal to return to this stage many times during your tenure, Mr. President. There's no higher honor in our program than standing here representing the Naval Academy, the entire brigade of midshipmen, the Brotherhood, and all the men and women who serve and have served in our Navy and Marine Corps. These young men understand that wearing the Navy uniform comes with a responsibility greater than football. Each day they strive to live up to the core values of honor, courage, and commitment, and the standards of those who came before them. Leaders of character who have gone on to serve our country with distinction. What they accomplished this season is a direct result of that ethos and mindset. The players here on stage and to my left in the audience are some of the very best our country has to offer. In just a little over 2 months, these 28 seniors standing behind me will graduate and commission as officers in our Navy and Marine Corps under your command, Mr. President. They will do so with character, discipline, and the values that define this institution. I also want to recognize our fellow service academies, the United States Army and the United States Air Force. The rivalry we share is among the greatest traditions in college football, but it is grounded in deep and enduring respect, because we know that one day many of these young men may stand shoulder to shoulder in defense of our nation. The Commander-in-Chief's trophy represents the commitment, discipline, teamwork that define the future leaders and warfighters of our armed forces. Every day our players balance the demands of Division I athletics with the responsibility of preparing to serve as officers. That challenge forges the character this trophy represents. In our view, it is the most meaningful and honorable trophy in all of college sports. To our families, alumni, and the countless people who support the Naval Academy, thank you. Your belief in these young men and in what this institution stands for makes moments like this possible and special. Mr. President, thank you for hosting us today and for your continued support of the men and women who serve our great country. This time, I'd like to bring our two captains, Landon Robinson and Blake Horvath, up to present you with a couple of gifts.
Great. Thank you.
Sure, for sure. Well, first, Mr. President, it's just an honor to be here.
This is very heavy.
I know.
You have a strong neck.
Like you said, well, you're the healthiest guy here, so you got the neck to do it. Yes, sir. So just want to say thank you so much for having us here. Absolute honor. And last year, I was hesitant to say it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, right? Because I knew we'd be back this year. So I'm glad I can now say it's a twice-in-a-lifetime experience. And just couldn't have done it without our whole team here, right? Our support staff, from the strength and the trainers to all these guys and all the guys who are still at school right now in class. Thanks to all of them, and just for everybody for supporting us. And, go Navy, beat everybody.
Absolutely. First off, thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity to be here. Blake said most of it, but I'm just so thankful to all my teammates and all my coaches for all the hard work they've put in. It's very hard to go 11-2 in a season, but I couldn't be more proud to play for Navy football, and I couldn't be more proud to represent the United States Naval Academy. So go Navy, beat Army forever.
We're going to see you at the Oval. Now, anybody does not want to go to the Oval, please raise your hand. Okay. I'll see you in the Oval. I had a feeling you were going to do that. Thank you. See you in a couple of minutes, okay? We have something for you. Thank you, everybody, very much.
I love our military. We actually got real men Real men in the military. Now, pizza guy, let me go ahead and address some of your problems here. Let me tell you something. The fact that you think that men can be women tells me there is a mental disability on you. There's a mental illness. Men who have an unbalance, chemical imbalance in them, they should address the problem, not be encouraged by others to pretend to be something they're not. So you think you're helping them, but you're not. Because then they become so entitled to their not reality, to their fiction, that when other people that don't think like you do gives them their opinion, they're so entitled and become violent, irritated. Let me tell you something. If somebody believes that they are who they're not, you wouldn't need injections, alterations, chemicals, hormones being pumped into your body. Let children grow up. Let them make up their mind when they're over 18 years old. That is the age of consentment. The fact that you support Democratic policies, you mention just the titles, but you know what's inside those titles? Corruption, communism, socialism, and that is based on Marxism. You right now are like some of the flakes that are afraid of attacking. You believe that our soldiers, our military, it's some sort of decoration. If you really believe that we can acquire peace by diplomacy, by talking, why do we have a military? You know the answer. It's a rhetorical answer. Rhetorical question. You know the answer. Why do we need to have military if we can just acquire peace by talking? Tell me this, pizza guy. How many drug boats did we stop coming from Venezuela to the United States of America with talking? How many? None. How did we acquire peace when President Donald Trump was giving Venezuela a choice? When President Trump was giving Nicolas Maduro a choice? Did that work? No. Let me remind you what he says. Come and get me, you coward. Here I am, you coward. Yeah. So we don't need military. For what? We can fix everything with words. Look what happened to Ukraine. Look what's been happening to Israel, who has been asking for peace. Right, and that's why we saw a 30% decrease on drugs in our country. Your logic, my friend, it's misconstrued. You give credit for what the Republicans have done. You give credit to the Democrats for what the Republicans have done. Do you know what I see on every person on the Democratic side that is against President Donald Trump? Emotional damage. That's what I see. Emotional damage. Right now, you know what the Democrats are saying about Senator Fetterman, a Democrat as well? They want to get rid of him. Why? Because he agrees with what President Trump is doing right now. Why? Because it's common sense. And every single body that has turned against President Donald Trump, guess what they have in common? I bet you will never guess. Does anybody there? Oh, by the way, Bernie, I know I was listening. Thank you so much for the big super, big bro. I appreciate that. You know, it hasn't been easy, bro. There's a lot of obstacles are coming up, but we're still fighting, man, and we're still gonna push for it. I haven't put the goal yet, but we'll probably start doing that next month, so that we can get all the funds that we need. I've been studying on what can be done, what can the funds be used for in the campaign, and some of those things are whatever money I don't make, like if I stop doing this, right? If I stop working completely. Whatever money I don't make here, I have the receipts of how much money I make doing what I do, and that money from the campaign money can be paid for that. I'm not there to pay myself $100,000 in a month. That's not what it's for, and I don't need to anyway. But, you know, I'm looking into those kind of things, and then also to repaid loans that are given into the campaign, so that we can get, you know, things done, like maybe reserving a location or signs or, you know, even having some paid positions, you know, because, I mean, volunteers need to come up, right, somewhere. Hopefully we get some. And so I'm looking into the things that you can and can't do. One of the things that's very clear to me is that they want you to really track every single dollar that is going to be claimed from the campaign dollars. So we should have a very smart person that's very good with numbers. I mean, I can do it, but I'm not a genius. I'm not, you know, not a numbers guy. And so, you know, I can make an Excel, you know, file, and keep track of expenses. You know, it's going to be exempt. I believe it's exempt, no taxes, so it should be easier to track. But any monies that is being given into the campaign needs to be tracked. Okay, this person gave this much, this person gave this much, and then we need a whole different thing because we need to send out receipts of the donations that will be given onto there. So a lot of work, but we're hoping that people will step up to the plate. Yeah, I appreciate you, brother. I know, man. I know you got my back. And you know how it goes, you know. Hoy por mí, mañana por ti. You know what I'm saying? And who knows, man? Maybe maybe you can come over here and put one of those, locations over here. You can use Washington State to do some of those things that you do in your business, and it'll benefit a lot of truckers. Come through Washington, bro. A lot of truckers come through Washington, Oregon. I don't have anybody from Oregon that I can work with. But I know in California it's big movement. So, you know, a lot of things, man. We can talk about that all the time. As a matter of fact, if we win, I'm going to call you in. I need you to come over here, and we need to sit down, have some dinner or something, and we'll talk about what we can do to help our people. All right. With that being said, Pizza Guy, you are completely wrong on the side that you are supporting. Not because I am a Trump lover. Yes, I support President Trump 100%, of course. But you have to understand what happens after President Trump is gone. I'm still going to be the same guy. You know, I supported Barack Obama. You know why I supported Barack Obama? Because he promised immigration reform to Hispanics. In L.A., all Mexicans, all Salvadorians, Hondurans, everybody was jumping, celebrating, listening to the radio station and, you know, dancing to Mexican music and all this other stuff. And then what did he do? He deported 3.5 million Hispanics. And he gave citizenship to over 300,000 Muslims. Unbelievable. No, I felt betrayed. So anyway, I've supported who I think is the best candidate to be in office, period. It has nothing to do with Trump. It has everything to do with the policies. Now, when I tell you to give me policies, you said, "Oh, we're for health care. We're for this, for the seniors." Bull crap. Democrats told the senior citizens to go and protest because Trump was going to take away their Social Security, and that was a lie. I met with some of the elders, with some of the senior citizens, and I told them, "Who told you this?" He said, "That's what they've been telling us." And I was like, no, that's not how it works. As a matter of fact, listen, this is how it works. I know this year, 2025, you're paying taxes. What President Trump is going to take away is the taxes so that you can keep more of your paycheck. So when you do your taxes, you will have, you will claim those taxes as a deductible. And then you have up to $6,000 as a deductible. And if you're married, then it's $12,000. So he's not taking your Social Security away. He's just taking the taxes off of it to give you more money. Oh my gosh, that's not the way they told me. Democrats are fear-mongers, lying weasels who slither their way into the good-hearted people and just bite them right on the neck. That's what they do. Senator Fetterman and other Democrats that have come out to support Republicans, not because they're Republicans, but because the policy is sound. Mysteriously, they disappear. Isn't that crazy? Now they're talking about getting rid of Fetterman. That's crazy. You can talk about all you want, how much you love Democrats and this and that. But at the end of the tunnel, my friend, you got to see what's out there. And you know what? A lot of us have gone through this dark tunnel and we've seen everything on the other side. Why did Trump win? Millions of Democrats decided to vote for America first. Secure borders. Democrats said that the borders were secure. Were they? Millions of illegal immigrants crossing by the hundreds of thousands daily tells us otherwise. You drink the Kool-Aid and believe the border was secure. We know the truth. We spoke the facts. And you leftist libtards continue to ignore the facts. As my good Venezuelan friend says, who doesn't know me yet, you are entitled to your opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. The facts are the facts. And there is proof. The Japanese government laughing at Biden, looking at him like some weak old man. You think I like to see that? I was pissed. The Chinese minister, these guys laughing, giving Biden the look of what a disgusting old man. You think I like that? No, I was pissed. Because you have to understand something. Even if he was shitting on his pants, that's still my president. He's still representing the United States of America, so I got to be pissed off about it. Because he is the president. Nothing to do with him being Democrat or Republican. When they talk shit about George Bush, I protected George Bush. Barack Obama, same thing. The president represents us. And when you take the side of our enemy, how does that help us? The retardation that goes through the minds of the people here, the ignorant people like SoCal, the guy, he's well off. His mommy and daddy pays his bills. He doesn't care about the taxes being raised. He brags about the fourth largest economy, California. In the meantime, the people are drowning in debt. I don't play that. I don't need to be rich. I just want to be free. You can't buy me. I appreciate the support to what we need to do, but you can't buy me. You're not going to pay me $1 million to think different, because this is what I believe. It doesn't matter the amount of money that you offer me. I do not care. The facts are the facts, and the truth is the truth. I, as a Latino migrant who comes from a history of slavery, of European Spaniards raping our women, stealing our gold and silver, We have a horrible history. And yet we come above it. Why do I tell you what I tell you? Because I care what happens to this country. Pizza guy, you disappoint me. You know why you disappoint me? Because you say you don't care about the Western culture. You know what that tells me? You're against the United States of America. Even natives will go against you. When I start running my campaign, you're going to freak out. You have no idea what's coming. I'm telling you right now. You guys better pray that I don't get on that ballot. Because I'm going to come hard against corruption. And it's not that you're Democrat. It's that you're a libtard. That's the difference. I refuse to believe that the rich people are leaving Washington State because they want a warm weather in Florida. That most likely will be me. But the Washingtonians, the real Washingtonian people, the people that love Washington State, these people love the weather. These people are crazy. They love the cold. I don't like the cold. But I love Washington State because you can see all 4 seasons. You can see the snowy mountains. You can see the green mountains. You can see the full overflowing rivers. You can see the small creeks. You can see the salmon just flapping about in the creeks and the rivers. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. And I refuse to believe that nobody cares anymore about how beautiful Washington State is. But let me tell you something. When I hear that we have property taxes raised up to 9%, when I hear that there is an excise tax, because they have to call it that in order to tax the business, they have a wealth tax, luxury tax. You will never own anything here in Washington State. You will forever be paying for everything that you get. And who the hell wants to sacrifice 30 years of their life so that their children don't get jack squat? The government literally, bro, takes all of that inheritance money. If your family, like I'm talking to you because you're thinking about a business. It's as well known, rich people in Alabama were slave owners, good red. Okay, fantastic. Slave owners were white. They were black, Asian, Chinese. What about it? Every culture has had slaves. For Pete's sakes, my native Indians have had slaves. Ask Mexico how many slaves they had. Ask them. Ask Mexico how many sacrifices the Aztecs did to the gods. Ask them. See, that's why you have to understand that there's a cultural change. But here in America, all of our natives, all of our Indians here in America are westernized. Why? Because it fits. We are based on Christianity. We're not Judas. We're not jihadists or whatever the hell that thing is. We're not Zionists. If the Jews don't believe in Jesus Christ, that's their choice. I believe in Jesus Christ. If Ben Shapiro doesn't want to believe in Jesus Christ, so what? Let him live under the law of his land. But let him live. Leave him alone. Stop attacking them. Stop trying to kill Jews. What is wrong with you people? Oh, the Jews, the AIPAC. Oh, the Jews, they control the United States. Shut the hell up. What do you say about the Italians? What do you say about the Irish? What do you say about the Russians? What do you say about the Muslim terrorists that we have in this country? Who controls the United States of America but the United States of America? The U.S. literally had a war with Mexico over slavery. Clearly, you don't understand. Exactly. And that's where we're at. But you know who asked for our help? Mexicans. We acquired Texas because of that issue. Because of the tyrannical Mexican government. That's how Texas came into our side of the United States of America. Why do you think that Mexico had to sign a treaty to give us California, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, etc.? Why do you think Mexico had to do that? It wasn't stolen. APU, the pizza guy wearing sandals while truck driving ain't OSHA approved shoes. Plus, your stinky feet on the dash makes it unethical for your truck. Apple. Hey, be nice. That's crazy, man. But I'm telling you, I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. I'm giving you facts. Do you know why these third world countries? Tell me this. Why hasn't Somalia and why hasn't some of these African countries not come out of the third world title? Why do you think? Why do you think that is? Why do you think? And I want to be very, very clear. If people want to practice Islam, hey, do that in your country. Do that in your Arab territories. Do that all you want over there. Stop trying to colonize everywhere else. Just stop it. Look, I have my utmost respect for the Saudi prince. Do I agree with their culture? No. I like some of it. They're hospitable. They are respectful and they treat foreigners good. Whether it's fake or not, it doesn't matter. They treat foreigners good. And I appreciate that. Will I agree with their marriage laws and all? No, that's their thing. That's their thing. I would just never marry a Muslim woman if I was single. Thank goodness I'm married, 15 years and happily, thank you very much. And I'm telling you, after 15 years, I think it's getting better. I just like, it's just my wife. She's, I don't know, she's much better. I don't know what to tell you. I'm happy. I'm excited. She has my back. You know, for better or for worse, she literally means that. She literally means that. We have come from nothing to a lot, to middle, and it's been a roller coaster in the life. But she is honest and she's true. And I'm very blessed to have that. And I'm going to tell you, I need to speak the way that I speak, and I need to protect and fight for my beliefs. Because what I believe is that this is the greatest country on earth. I believe in God, and God tells me that I need to tell the truth in our country and everywhere I go. But I need to love my neighbor. So I love my neighbor. How do I love my neighbor? By telling them the truth. Being honest. Being direct. This pain, absolutely wrong. They were not forced into Christianity. You might be talking about some incidents, but that's not true. Bull crap. Bull crap. They still don't believe in Christianity, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But thanks for trying. Cutting Edge in the house. Let's see, who's racist? Oh, man, I thought people were subscribing. Guys, if you are anti-racist, clearly vote Democrat. Absolutely the opposite of what you said. Afghanistan put slavery back 1 or 2 years ago. Go on, look at it, you crazy All right, I like that one. All races are evil. Yeah, I agree. Republicans are racist. Well, I'm a Republican. Do I look racist to you? I'm not racist. I know my audience is not racist. I know my members, for a fact, are not racist. As a matter of fact, nobody has ever loved black people, Asian people, or anybody else more than white people have. So don't be jealous that white people actually are more loving than we are. Think about that. Pizza guy, you just called Democrats racist without saying. Keep it up, Apple. You're doing great for the Democratic Party. Bro, you got to stop, bro. You got to learn, man. Seriously, you got to learn. I believe you're a good guy. I believe you work very hard. But you got to stop with the lies, man. You really need to turn your ways, man. You can't. You just can't. Listen, Berniel, he's also Hispanic like I am. Of course he's proud of his Hispanic heritage. Of course, we are proud of that. And we're thankful and we'll continue to practice it. But you got to understand, we need to assimilate to this country. You have to understand that. You say you don't care about Western culture, but this is what it is over here. You were born in this country and you don't know that? You have to understand that. Nothing to be sellouts, nothing to be betrayers, none of that. Nothing wanting to be white. Me and Bernal will never be white. It's impossible. We just can't be white. But we're still the same. Whether he's from a different native tribe descendancy or I'm from Central America or North, it doesn't matter. We are the same. And that's what I love about the United States Constitution. We are all created equal with unalienable rights under God. That's our Western culture. That's what we assimilate to. Does that mean that I got to forget about my tacos and my mondongo and all my cultural foods? No. But assimilating means that I am able to co-live. I don't know, what's the word, Bernal, para convivir? Like I should be able to live amongst others as they are. And I should still be able to continue to practice my culture, my heritage. This is the only country that allows for that to happen. For Pete's sakes, we have a small Mexico down in L.A. We got Chinatown. We got Italiatown. Come on, man. We're a melting pot, but the difference is that we all agree that we want America first. We want the United States of America to be up there. And I'm going to tell you, there you go. See, I never will assimilate. There you go, brother. That's why you don't fit with us. You see that, libtards? That is what you support. If you are a Democrat, I recommend that you listen to that statement right there. I will never assimilate. I want you to pay a close attention to that statement. I will never assimilate. This is what they say. This is what the foreigners say. Anybody that has a religion outside of what we have here, those people do not want to assimilate. They don't belong in the United States of America. And yet, they're here making a lot more money than actual Americans. You know why? Because they're hustlers. They lie about their resumes. You tell the truth, you're screwed. I'm not telling you to go lie. Just keep being honest. And stop being jealous of somebody's wealth. And start working hard and be happy for what you have. I'm telling you, if I get $1,000 a month, but I got my house, that's enough for me to buy food and pay electricity and whatever else I need. But as long as we continue to be complacent to the rules of the Democrats, we're screwed. I just told you, corporations are leaving Washington State. Small businesses are closing down, going out of business because of this new tax that they just passed. 10% increase. 10%. There's payroll tax. There's oh my gosh, there's so many taxes here. And the worst thing is, you keep having more socialist groups to help transgenders transition. What the hell is that about? Stop wasting money on that bullshit. Start giving people real health care. Mental health care is very important in the United States of America and throughout the world. You cannot continue to feed lies to people and tell them, hey, you can be a German shepherd dog. I'm thinking in Spanish, guys. I'm sorry. I told you guys, I think in Spanish, 100%, every single word that I tell to you is translated immediately from my thought. But it's always in Spanish. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm telling you, I'm looking out for the national security of our country. I don't care about any other country's national security. I want America first, but I cannot, in good conscience, sit here and let a tyrannical regime kill over 30,000 Iranians and say America first and America only. I can't do that. Not only are we over there helping them, but they were the last straw that broke the camel's back. They've been at war with us for 47 years. The Ayatollah, they are the ones that are feeding all these proxies to terrorist groups. Why can't you see that? If we don't look out for our interests, yes, we don't want wars, but sometimes we must. We must go to battle. And if war has to be declared, then we will declare war. But I'm telling you, we are not here against Iranians. It is the complete opposite. But after 47 years of them threatening us, even Tulsi Gabbard is going out there and say, hey, listen, we know what? We destroyed everything over there, nuclear facility. We don't think there's anything else that, they're building that is going to be a problem. But, all of a sudden, their own regime, because they can't stop bragging about themselves. They think that the fear-mongering is still a tactic that works with most people. It only works with the leftist mentality. It doesn't work with us. They try to fear-monger us. Man, all they're doing is waking up a warrior. All they're doing is waking up a sleeping giant. All they're doing is picking up all these conservatives that have been very quiet for a very long time, like myself. For 15 years, I haven't said shit about what's going on. But you know what? I started last year, and we're not going to stop because I'm sick and tired that everything is getting worse and worse and worse. And it's always Democrats. I don't understand why. If the economy is going to have a push or a dent or a bump, let it be because we did something drastic at the moment. But not when there is complete peace, there's no attacks, everything is great, the economy is great. All of a sudden, bam, inflation. Why? We're not doing anything. There's no excuse. Right now, we're at battle. We're taking these guys out. They don't deserve to have a military. That's how they're going to be peaceful, by being put in their place. That's why I support the United States of America doing what they're doing. And so what if President Trump goes over there and starts making jokes and starts laughing and all? So what? Let the man have a distraction. Let the man play golf. There's going to be plenty of money coming in. Unless Democrats get in office, all that is gone. I guarantee you, all of those $21 trillion in agreements and investments that are going to happen to the United States of America, I'm going to tell you right now, if you Democrats win on the next election, say goodbye to all of that. Because all of these leaders do not respect little cowards. Only an alpha can go fight an alpha and make the best one win. Democrats and libtards like T-Bone, you guys are so retarded. You have become so betas. You think your emotional reaction or your anger, you think that's your righteous thing? It's only righteous if you stand for what's right. You guys stand for perversion. You stand for corruption. You love tyranny, and yet you bitch about somebody that's fighting against it. You love to preach. You're such hypocrites. You like to say that you are peaceful, and yet you're burning down your town. You threaten me of death. That's how peaceful you morons are. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of any of you. And you see my face, and you know my voice. You cowards hide behind the keyboard. I love how people say, oh, I wish I can see you in person. For what? What you going to do? That's the problem with your party. That is the problem with the Democrats. So I will say this. If you are a Democrat by loyalty to the party, I'm telling you right now, that Democratic Party that you supported before, it does not exist. They turned their back on us. And the moment that you go against them in any way, they will burn you alive. Just watch. Every Democrat that has sided with Republicans. They have all been banned from the Democratic Party. And you know what they do? They threaten them. And they put them back in line where they belong, they say. Right now, they're trying to get rid of Fetterman, a good American hero, I will say. He put country before his party. Greatest example of an American. How many of you guys on the left can say that? How many of you guys can say, I'm not a Democrat, I put my country first? Screw these guys that want to mutilate our children, that want to put men in women's sports and locker rooms. Screw the guys that agree that men that pretend to be women can go ahead and rape women in prisons. The logic of these evil, demonic forces, it's so easy to discern. If you support the Democratic Party today, I pray that God have mercy on your soul. And I hope that you don't cause as much damage to other innocent lives as I think you will. I really do. I will say this. We are celebrating what's happening. We're celebrating that we finally have a president that has the balls to do what many presidents have been saying, but were too scared to do. Nobody respects a weak leader, and nobody is fair to a country without a power, without a military. That's a fact. Look at that. Even you just cursed him. He's a Democrat. He's for America. Pizza guy, something happened to you. Did you take the jab? Some people say that if you took the vaccine and you are weak-minded, you will act the way you're acting right now. I am seriously concerned about the weak-minded people because they believe they're telling the truth, but they're crazy. They're psycho. They're like little zombies. They go about their life doing what they do, but they don't understand logic. They just have this thought drop in their minds of hate, and it doesn't make sense, but nonetheless, they continue to live their lives in a lie. Nobody tells me what to do. No, you don't even know what that is. You're a traitor to the United States of America. Do you know that? You don't care about our culture. You don't care about our country. You care about sexual immorality. You care about sexual perversions. Tell me, which side do you think is right? You obviously picked the corrupted side. I even give you my friendship, and I try to understand what you're saying. But you're way off. 100%. Like, I don't recognize a person in you. Like, it's unbelievable. This is my country. You know how I know? I love this country more than you do, and I got a paper that tells me that this is my country. The difference is I take care of my country. I care about what happens to this country. You don't. You only care about your money, about your own provisions, but you don't care about anybody else. That's the problem. This is not a freaking game. This is not a game of blue and red. This is people's lives at stakes. Do you understand? National security is a very serious thing, and we got millions of illegals with who knows how many damn terrorists we got in this country. Do you not understand the safety that we need to look out for? Do you not understand the danger that you put in the people in this country? There is a reason why your family is here in the United States of America and not in India. I can guarantee you that. There is a reason why all these insignificant, dumbass Muslims that come from Africa want to be in this country, because they don't have shit in that third world shithole country where they come from. The jab killed many people. The stupidity, I am pissed off. I am pissed off because this is the greatest country on earth. Everybody takes advantage of it, and no one on the left gives a crap about putting back what they have taken away. It is crazy. And just so you know, why do you think NATO, they still talk shit about Trump, but why do you think they're not doing anything against the United States of America? Not because we know how to talk, not because we're diplomatic. No, it's because they know that we're going to kick their ass. NATO is useless to the United States of America. What is the point of having a friend if that friend is never going to be a friend to you in life? Baba, how are you, my friend? Thank you for the super, my man. I appreciate that support and that love, guys. The biggest terrorist support, Trump, Putin, and Hitler. Okay, seriously. Who is Trump fighting right now? Because of what? Oh, because of the British government. You mean the government that agrees with you? That's the British government. I think it's time for you to go back. If that's the reason, you might as well go back, because right now, that's the prime, baby. Right now, the British government is agreeing with you in everything that you believe. So I think it's time, bro. You can always move there and go protest them and tell them what they should do in the elections when you don't like what they're doing. Yeah, it's very easy to just come in and say, oh, we're just going to play blue or red, Democrat, Republican. I don't give a crap about the parties. All I know is you got to pick one. Independence, people that go independent, let me tell you something. I don't mean to insult independence. But I'm going to tell you the kind of people that we have. We have three kinds of people. We got one kind of people that are courageous and risk takers. There is the kind of people that believe that never try, never fail. They're cowards. And then you have the third person that is a coward or indecisive, that they say, I'm not a Republican because all Democrats hate Republicans, and I'm not a Democrat because all Republicans hate Democrats. Again, I don't mean to insult independents, but that is the kind of politicians that have said, I'm independent. No, you're a coward, undecisive coward. The left, they're cowards, never fail because they never try. And we over here taking risks, saying, listen, I know what can come out of this, but we got to try. We got to fight. We are standing up for the truth, and we got to continue to stand up for the truth. And it doesn't matter how many trolls come in here and call me a liar. Bro, every single day that I come here, they call me a liar. I am here this morning saying good morning to you guys. I'm talking about Chuck Norris, and I'm just saying hello. And then the libtards just automatically come in. Liar, lies, lies, liar. What the hell? What? I'm not even saying anything about Trump. I'm not saying anything at all. We're not having a conversation. I'm saying hello, good morning. How are you? That's what I'm doing. So what's the problem? Why do you not like what I'm saying? I'm not saying you have to, but why are you here? I will only try to believe that you are here because you know I'm right. And you just don't, you're just not convinced, but you know that I'm right. And that's why you come over here and troll. No, Pizza Guy, I don't know what happened to Pizza Guy, bro. He's like, I get it if you want to support Democrats, but bro, he's talking about Democrats like they're saints. Like AOC is a genius. I mean, oh my gosh, dude, please. You got to wake up, bro. You got to wake up. I hate to see you get lost like that. Hey, sweetheart. You got to be able to see the truth, brother. You just have to, man. You have to. I really wish the best for you, but you are lost right now. You chose the wrong side, my friend. You chose the wrong side. You know, the people on the left can say whatever they want, but at the end of the day, everything that they suffer is because that's what they're looking for. For example, ICE. I support ICE 100%. ICE agents, we have been invaded. And I have to keep reminding people, we have been invaded. We need to go everywhere in the United States of America, which is a jurisdiction for the federal government. Everywhere. And get these illegal immigrants that came across the border. Period. You people on the left put yourselves out in danger. You're committing felonies. As a matter of fact, you got one activist. Remember the activist that got thrown out of the ICE facility and landed on her ass? I think she ran for office somewhere and she lost. I'll read it later, sweetheart. Carter Nice, thanks, brothers. The CIA stopped giving information to MI6. Yep, I don't blame them. Because I think the government and the intel has already infiltrated some of the agents in the MI6. Arise the concern. Hey, bro, you're not too far. And that's a theory because we can't confirm. But you're not too far from that. I said, do wait for her when you get. She wants to go. Okay. Man, already two. Hey, listen. Dude, how do I tell people? I love everybody, bro. There's like I don't have a problem with people. Just don't be a nuisance. Don't be an obstacle for others to get something nice. Okay? You guys say, tax for the rich. I say tax cuts for businesses. I want to reduce taxes for everybody, especially the poor class. Everybody fights for the middle class and the rich people. Nobody gives a damn about the poor class. Well, I'm going to fight for the poor class. Okay? I'm going to try to raise some of the welfare, change some of the welfare ruling for qualifying for benefits because we need to raise up our lower class. We need to teach them that if they work, they will be rewarded. They have to work full time. But we're going to have work full time to be able to go to a higher bracket to qualify for food or to qualify for health care. With this health care, you know what? It's free. You know what it means, free. Well, somebody's paying it. Taxes pay it, right? But if we get rid of stupid programs like shaving, laser hair removal in prisons and breast implants, that's not necessary. I don't need DEI hiring. I don't need a DEI sheriff. I need a sheriff that's going to be appointed by the people. Because government is for the people, by the people. I don't want somebody to just go over there and talk over me. I want to talk for the people. How do you do that, Dennis? What the hell are you talking about? How do you talk for the people? Well, number one, the people are American citizens. There will be no more sanctuary city in Washington. For one. Two, I really want the House. I want my government, from the executive branch all the way down, I wanted to know, I want you to do what's best for the people. And if us, the politicians, the government, all these people have to lose that pension, then so freaking be it. Because the people that are working regular jobs, they don't have pensions. And you're taking away their wealth. You're stealing their wealth. You're taking away their inheritance. Unbelievable. If you buy a piece of crap car, even though you didn't pay taxes on the sale, they still want you to pay the taxes on the value of that piece of crap car. I think that's ridiculous. I think it's enough that you pay for the transfer of power and that you pay for the tabs. And the tabs need to be fair as well. We are going to remove a big-ass high tax on vehicle tabs. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Jim Rat, bro, see how you look, bro. That's how you look like. You look like a traitor to our country. You know, people can say I'm a traitor to Hispanics. Okay, whatever. I know I'm not. I love my Hispanic people. Nobody's gonna fight for the Hispanics like I will. Nobody. I guarantee you that. Nobody. But I still have to uphold the law. I still have to tell you what the law is and how things should be. I don't sugarcoat things. Let me tell you, when I was a pastor, there was churches that I appreciated the way that I preached, and others didn't, because I always told the truth. And those who accepted the truth rejoiced and celebrated and repented. Those who hated the truth, they hid and did not receive anything. You have to stand by the law. I am all for businesses growing. Listen, I'm sure you're not going to go into a business decision to make the same money that somebody makes at McDonald's. That's not how it works. That McDonald's franchise was being made because they didn't want to make what workers at McDonald's make. You gotta take care of the businesses. I'm telling you, guys, Jason, thank you, brother. Let me tell you something. This is nothing, bro. Just wait until it's official. I guarantee you, bro, I did not stay silent for so long because I'm a coward. I stay silent because I listen to people, Democrats, all that. I listen and stay quiet. And I said, and one of the main reasons why I decided to become an American citizen, here it is. As a resident, I don't have a voice to what happens in government. I can't even be a police officer. Well, now they're trying to change that. They're trying to allow illegal immigrants to become police officers. Imagine that. An illegal immigrant becoming a police officer here in Seattle, Washington. Hey, let me see your license. Don't have a license. Yeah, me neither. Right? They're just going to get away with it. There's a comedian that said this joke a long time ago, I think. He's hella funny. This is a white guy. Everybody keeps being racist against him. But anyway, I think he's funny. But that's what we're looking at. So when you look at me, what's my policies? Well, America first. Well, Dennis, what the hell does that mean? Well, I'm not a president. I want to be a governor. One state. That's it. One state. Am I going to blame the president for my economy? No. That's my responsibility. I got to figure out, wait a minute, why is gas so expensive? You know what? The president's doing what he's supposed to do internationally. I'm going to do what I need to do here locally. What am I going to do? You know what? Guys, listen, I know you like your paychecks for just sitting on your ass. But from now on, your department doesn't exist. And I want to remove that tax on the gas because sales tax takes enough taxes to take care for the budget of Washington State. If you want to collect more taxes, and I've been giving a chance to anybody that comes in here from the left side, and I've been telling them, if you want to collect more taxes, then your job is to create more incentives to have more corporations come here and create more jobs. It's such a common sense thing. I don't understand why they fight me on that. You know, you would think that they would be so happy and excited about it, but they're not. I don't know. They fight me. I don't know why. They are so envious. Did you know envious is a sin? You shouldn't be jealous. You shouldn't be envious. It's a sin. Greedy. It's a sin. Everything in excess is a sin. Sin just means you missed the mark. That's what sin means. That means nobody's perfect. Nobody's going to hit the bullseye every single time, every day. You just can't. Woo! Man. All right. Let me go ahead and close in with just reminding you again. You see up here in the background, right here on top of me here, you see Chuck Norris, 86 years old. We lost this legend, but the legend will live with us until we're gone. So may God bless his family, comfort them. May Chuck Norris rest in peace. Now, guys, left or right, listen, you're going to get insulted by me at some point. That's okay. That's not going to kill you. It's going to make you uncomfortable. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, or Independent. I want you to understand something. If you fit on the categories of insult right now, you don't have to be there. You have a choice. You don't have to be a libtard. And if you're a libtard by choice, nothing I can do about it. Fight for your country and do it the right way, the legal way. Man, I got nothing but love for every single one of you guys out there that hears this message. Berniel, big thanks. I appreciate that 100, bro. It's coming at the right time, I tell you that. And Baba, thank you for seconding the big super. Thank you, Cutting Edge. Pizza Guy, if you're still driving, listening, thank you for the supers. I'll be praying for you. I want you to come to the good side, brother. You got to change that mentality. And just remember, as much as we give you shit in here, we still love you. All right? Come be part of our family. Everybody else, Jason, thank you for being here. Brian, Robert, you know who you are. Tanya. Everybody else that I missed in here. Jen Rat, thanks for showing up in here. Guys, I'll come back later. All right? Maybe not here. Maybe in my car. Maybe who knows where. But I will come back later today. Man, love you all. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless the USA. And let's continue to preach the good news.